Hey, what's up? What's up? It's iCkEdMeL. Give it a minute for people to join. I don't even know if I have any notifications left for today. Kind of jumped late on this, but welcome. Thanks for coming by. There was a second body cam apparently released from the August 12th incident. So we're going to watch it. It's like 52 minutes. Hey, what's up? The picture from the left looks really weird. What's up? What's up? Let's see if the chat loads up. Let's give it a second, man. If you guys could hit like, that would help out. It's on Facebook as well. I did the interview this evening too, this afternoon, after the last live stream. I spoke with Sean Paul Schulte. The whole situation with Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner was pretty interesting. I appreciate him coming on. I'm a little tired, I think. What's up? What's up, man? What's up, everybody? Wake up. Welcome. I haven't watched this, so we're going to watch it together. Some people might have watched it. I haven't watched this. I think this came out like 2-3 hours ago. I'm just sharing it on Facebook and Twitter. For people watching the rebroadcast, I'll put the timer down below. Boom, 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 boom. All right. South Africa, Judy, hey, what's up? Yeah, he is a really good guy, man. Really good guy. When we first started talking, at first it's kind of hard to get a hold of him. But he was like, all right, is 5 minutes enough time? Like, yeah, 5 minutes. And I was like, oh man, I have a bunch of questions. And so I thought it was only going to be 5 minutes. And I was like rushing. I was like, oh man, like I had literally have like a list. And we ended up talking for almost 30 minutes. He was really cool. I mean, he spoke on a lot of things. I even asked him about Gabby towards the end. You know, I don't want to make the whole thing about Gabby, but I did ask him about it. So he had a lot to say. It was interesting. I guess we can start watching it. It's 50 minutes long, so Los Angeles, Josh. Yeah, a friend called me about the whole Sandy Hook thing. And we were talking about Brian Laundrie and also his supposed age and stuff, and that was kind of interesting. I just got on, guys. We're about to get started. I didn't have time to schedule because it's already 9. I wanted to do schedule a little bit in advance, and also earlier the audio was kind of jacked up. I didn't realize I didn't have my thing on, so I sounded really like loud. But yeah, we're just getting started, giving it a couple minutes, man, for people to join. Let me share this on YouTube as well in the community tab. Try to get everywhere I can get it in. Let's see. Everybody's joining up. I was not expecting that we were going to come back on tonight. I was like, all right, plan for tomorrow. I'm going to have to stay up tonight and edit the video, the interview, the second interview with Sean Paul. Oh, it's messed up. All right, I think we're going to get started. Let's roll it up. Sounds kind of weird. Roll it up. All right. You guys ready? Let's do it. Get it in. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Welcome. Oh yeah, it was pretty good. It was interesting. He answered a lot of questions. The weekend. All right, here we go. We're starting, man. It starts without audio at first, so just give it a bit. Audio's gonna come in. So this is like a different view, a different body cam. And I don't know that the woman that was talking to Gabby had a body cam. Because that's the video I was really kind of curious to see, like if she opened up to her. Thumbs up. Yeah, if you guys could thumbs up. Thanks. Judy said she was just a park ranger. Okay.
How's it going?
How are you doing?
Good. Hey, we got a call about a male hitting a female and the two of them getting in this vehicle and taking off.
So
So they did know.
I don't want to try and defend myself by saying anything here, but I pushed her away. She gets really worked up, and when she does, she swings and she had her cell phone in her hand. So I was just trying to push her away. But Gabrielle, you're talking about fiance, right? What's that? You're talking.
10-4, fuel page medical will let us know if we need to head that way. It's nothing more pressing than it's supposed to here.
Tell me what's going on.
It's 10-14 at this point. They're going to get there before I can get there. As far as them being in traffic, it's going to be quicker if they get there.
Where's she at?
He dealt with her. I don't know where he put her.
He's got some marks on this chin and his right eye.
Is she in my car?
Yes.
This isn't my car. Oh, she is in here.
So we got the lock in.
Yeah. Hey, how are you? My name's Eric. I'm with MOAB Police. What's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby, how old are you?
I'm 22.
What happened? What's going on?
I'm just having a very stressed morning.
Yeah. Is this your husband or boyfriend?
My fiance.
Fiance? Is he a pretty good guy?
Yeah.
What happened over at Moonflower?
Well, I was just really stressed this morning trying to get a lot of work done, and I was apologizing to him. I had thrown a bunch of stuff in the bag, and all our bags are back there. I was just apologizing. I was like, I'm sorry that I get so stressed out because I have OCD and I was just like organizing stuff, and sometimes I just have a mean attitude, but I'm not trying to be mean about just straightening things up and stuff. So I was just apologizing, but I guess I said it in like a mean tone, and he got really frustrated with me, and he locked me out of the car and told me to go take a breather, but I didn't want to take a breather because I wanted to get going. We're out of water.
So it kind of made you more upset.
Yeah,
it didn't help calm you, it made you more upset.
Yeah.
So then what happened?
And so our goal was to come here and come refill our water.
Are you guys living out of the van right now? On travels?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just really.
So what happened after he locked you out? I told you to take a breather.
Well, he walked away to go take his own breather, but I wanted to sit in the car because all my stuff was in the car. I had to run my bag, and I was working on something at the moment in the car, and he told me to just relax for a second, and I didn't want to relax, so I got really mad. And, I mean, I don't need to be mad.
Yeah, that happens. Then what happened?
And then I told him to drive and get water because I was really thirsty.
Yeah? Is there something on your cheek here? Looks like, did you get hit in the face? Kind of looks like something like hit you in the face.
I don't know.
And then over on your arm, shoulder, right here. That's new, huh? It's kind of a new mark.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Can I see the other side of your face? So, what happened here and here?
I'm not sure. It was a. It happened really fast. I was just trying to get in the back of the car, and his backpack was on the back. He didn't like hit me in the face. Like he didn't like punch me in the face or anything.
Did he slap your face or what?
Well, like he like grabbed me like with his nail, and I guess that's why it was. I definitely have a cut.
It's It's kind of like what people were talking about, the whole grabbing thing.
Right here, 'cause I can feel it.
Yeah.
When I touch it, it burns. But,
Okay. So has he been drinking?
no, we don't drink.
Okay. What was up with his driving? This officer said he hit a curb
I
while you're driving.
well, he was driving.
While he was driving, you were hitting him,
Well, not a lot, but yeah.
and that was distracting him while he's driving. Are you
Not,
trying?
only for like a second, only because I saw the lights come on, and I like kind of like.
Did you already tell him all this?
I didn't get that far into
Okay,
it. She was hyperventilating.
She's
a
saying
little
that
bit.
they don't drink, but at the point when you lit them up,
You don't drink or anything.
She started hitting him.
I was yelling at him, and then when
And-
you turned your lights on, I like kind of punched her. I'm like, "You're just an idiot."
she's saying was why he hit the curb. You said it was a Gabby? I'm sorry, I'm really bad. Name was Gabby.
Yeah.
Okay. You okay, Gabby? Do you have medication for anxiety you take or anything?
No.
Do you take any medication for any
I just do yoga and
try to meditate and stuff? But you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
I have a lot of anxiety.
And what's his name? Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
Yeah, but it just makes me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot because I have a lot of anxiety and he definitely has anxiety too.
Oh, that could be a bad combo if you both have anxiety. You know, I have anxiety too, and you know, my girlfriend, my girlfriend's really, really calm, and she has a way of taking my anxiety and bringing it down. But my ex-wife, that's why she's my ex-wife. I'm just sharing. I know it's a little personal, but to help you understand, we would feed off each other's anxiety and it would spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I loved her. It may be bad for your soul. Just saying. And I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but if you know you have anxiety, look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're not here to be
This
mean to
never
you or
happened
anything.
before.
Well, you know, there's a first time, and then it usually. We'll go see what Brian's saying, but I think you've heard everything now from.
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm. Did you grab him?
I mean, this is pretty interesting. The audio is a lot better. We're getting more of the story. If you guys could help me out with the like, please, I'd appreciate that. It really helps with the stream. This is pretty interesting. I mean, definitely, you know, a toxic relationship. You know, she's stating supposedly she hit him first and then he reacted. You know, with with couples too, you just don't know. You know, sometimes they're covering for each other. But definitely you can see it, just like, you know, no good. They need to be apart from each other.
You want to come stand in the shade? It's freaking hot.
Man.
Yeah, I know the struggle. So you don't drink or anything?
No.
Okay. So you were talking to these officers, and I don't mean to butt in. I just felt kind of bad for you. Maybe even if you stand here, you'll have more shade.
I don't want to
Right?
be weirdo ducking down, but
No, I know how it is.
I have a big sombrero.
Well, from when I first got here, we were more worried about what kind of a guy you are from what we heard. But in talking to your girlfriend, it sounds to me like maybe this is not so clear cut. So, did you already give a statement to this officer?
I got this gentleman here.
Yeah.
And this gentleman noticed that you had some marks on your neck. Yeah. And she's got some marks on her too. So we're just trying to figure out what all happened. And I know you've probably already told your story, but this officer is probably going to be the one handling the whole case. Do you want to listen to what he has to say and
Absolutely.
and then you tell him what happened, will you? If you don't mind.
Start at the beginning for me.
See if it sounds the same.
I'm gonna turn my car, get this noise out here.
No, leave your office on.
For the past
It could be hot now.
week or so, traveling around. And the flies here are like pretty intense. Food around as well as she gets
Will you take those to the farmhouse? Thanks. Thank you.
Do you think the DUI or can I get more?
Oh no, apparently they don't even drink. She says that he hit the curb because when Officer Roberts turned his lights on, she started punching him because of the trouble they're in.
So the relationship's going well.
Yeah, he can drink some water. Thanks.
Thank you, Ginger.
Super cold, but maybe. You want Gatorade? You want water? I got some water.
Yeah, do you have water?
Prefer water?
I'm sorry, I only drink water.
I don't blame you.
Thanks, Care. Just thanks for the updates. Yeah.
Oh, here. She says that she can only drink water.
Are you worried about her story? Like, should I...
No, you can talk to her. She seems like a really sweet girl, 22 or something, has a lot of anxiety, and from what she's claiming, she's the full-on aggressor here.
Yeah, that's kind of what he said.
I'd love to go talk to the independent witnesses, and maybe that's what I'll go do.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple waters. Here's this back, because you might need that for someone else.
I know to keep her rings, the phone, and I was holding on to the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And my big fear is, I don't have my phone. I don't have a phone. So she goes off.
Thanks for the super chat, David. David says, makes me think this whole time he isn't asking if she's okay. Can I see her or any concern for her? He did ask. He might have just came in, but he did ask. Tom says, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Off that one. It's all right. I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for a walk. And she was trying to get the keys for me, so I was just going, just wait back up, and then that's when she hit me. And I didn't get, I don't want to push you, but I didn't get very physical. I was just trying to keep her away and not get hit. And then I got really loud, and then that's probably cleared this attention where I was going, back up, get away, just get me.
Okay, so you said you pushed her to create some distance, obviously, right? What happened after that? What got distracted?
So he's saying he pushed her, he yelled, he said to try to get her away. Thank you, Melly, for the super chat.
Okay, Google.
What's on there? I guess personal information. Melly Horse, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for covering this. To me, it sounds like the officers are exaggerating Gabby's comments. Amy, thank you for the super chat. Ooh, we got a mute there.
Police, how are you? Hey, we got this van stopped, and we've separated the male and the female, and we got both of their stories. Now that we're not looking for them so intensely, I was just wondering if you had a minute to just kind of repeat to me what it is exactly you saw.
No problem, sir. Yeah, so I was talking to my friend across the street near the Forest Service building, and I just noticed that this couple was sort of arguing a bit, and I wasn't staring at them, but it did catch my attention, and what I noticed is it seemed like they were sort of squabbling over a phone. I want to say that he was trying to grab her phone, and I'm not sure exactly why, and then it seemed like he had sort of blocked the one side of the van and sort of wasn't letting her in, and then the male was stepping into the driver's seat, and she was trying to get into the van. I think he said something about, why are you being so mean, something like that, and I remember she sort of hit him a few times, and it wasn't like slugs in the face, but just kind of like two kids kind of fighting. They reminded me of very mature, I don't know, children sort of fighting, but there seemed like something was off, and it seemed like a weird vibe. And eventually it seemed like she crawled into the driver's seat, sort of like got into the vehicle over his lap, sort of forced her way in, I guess, and then they were in the car, and then they just drove away. So I wasn't sure what the nature of the argument was or what. It just seems like there was some sort of disagreement and some sort of like shutting. I don't know why she would have entered through the driver's door. I thought that was strange, so I thought about calling it in, but as soon as I walked up this bar, there was another gentleman who was already calling it in, so I was like, oh, good on you. That seemed a bit off. I wasn't sure what to do in that situation, but that's what I saw, and if there's any other specific questions, I'm happy to try to answer.
Did you ever see the male strike the female?
I would say that I think I saw maybe a push or a shove, but not like a full-on punch to the face or anything.
Was the shove like in... Was the shove or push an aggression towards her, or was it a defensive maneuver away from her, or to get her away from him?
That's a good question. It was unclear what was going on to me, but it did seem like he was. It seemed like he was trying to close off the passenger side of the vehicle and close things up. It almost seemed like he put that backpack or something on the back of the vehicle. I'm not sure. And then he was stepping in and she was out trying to get in. So maybe.
Okay.
I don't. It was the whole thing was off, and so no, I didn't see anything that was like him chasing after her or hitting her or vice versa. It was kind of light and they were almost kind of laughing, and I wasn't sure if they were just joking around, to be honest. But then it got more strange as he was in the vehicle about to drive off.
But you did see her slapping him, though. It sounds like.
Yes, it was like my memory is he was in the driver's seat and she has the driver's door open and she's like kind of hitting him either in the arm or maybe on the face, maybe with an open hand, like, hey, let me in, don't be a jerk, something like that.
Okay. Well, you know, your story is really, really helpful because you're an independent witness and we've just interviewed both of them. And what you're saying is making everything make a lot of sense. So I really appreciate that I ran into you and that I was able to get your number and talk to you. So thank you very much. If we need to ask for a written statement, obviously it's voluntary, it's helpful, but at this point I don't know if we need to go that far unless you're around and super willing at this moment. I can meet you and get a statement.
Yeah, no, I live here, totally willing to do that.
Oh, nice, okay.
Maybe I'll just I can go write it down now before memory fades, because like I said, I was kind of just casually observing, but something did seem off, and just wanted to make sure that no one was in a bad situation. So
where can we find you to give you a form real quick?
I'll just pause for a second while I mute it. Thank you guys for coming. If you could hit like, I'd appreciate it. Belly Horse, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for covering this. To me, it sounds like, the officers are exaggerating Gabby's comments. Amy Williams, thank you, iCkEdMeL, for bringing all the truth and evidence out to light and display. You never know when this could help find him. Thank you, Care. I wonder if she was too scared to tell the police Brian was hitting her. She was scared of what would happen if they didn't believe her. The final order, thanks. I'm addicted to this channel. Hello, everyone from the beautiful mountains of Asheville, North Carolina. Thank you. Work in progress. Thank you so much for showing more of the full story. So let's get to it. This is definitely interesting, a different perspective. We're hearing more audio. It's a little bit more clear as well, easier to hear. And this is apparently one of the witnesses. And he just told him too that he's going to go and he would be willing to like write up a statement. This might be the same guy that wrote the statement. So I'm sure there's probably things I missed because I'm micromanaging things. I missed part of the conversation, but it is interesting.
About 10-15 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, bye.
Hey, Robin. So I just got a phone with one of the two witnesses, and I recorded it. Do you want me to tell you what he said real quick? Do you mind hanging with him for a bit? So, this will get away from both of them. So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, told her to go take a walk. Said that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through. She's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she could have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is the same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defense against her as far as her, being the aggressor. So at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he needs to go to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds to me like she is the primary aggressor.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with her being the primary aggressor is in incidents of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of three criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're not going to each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is...
There was actually been injury, too, to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories about why they hit the curb up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I watched... This is what I saw. Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, I don't know, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my wheels at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, he merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, went hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So...
Sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both. I mean, usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would rather say she pulled the wheel than hit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, unfortunately for her, we cannot treat, just because he's bigger and stronger, and even if he's not willing to press charges, we can't treat this differently than if it was a male and female violence.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to charge her. And we can do a citation if there's some arrangement that can be made to separate them, and then we have to let them know that there's no contact order in effect. Yeah. And then we have to let him know the only way to drop it is to go into the police department during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's today? Thursday?
Today.
So it won't be till tomorrow. And they're only there till noon, I think.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it.
Well, the other part of it is they said they've been on.
And so I think they said there was 2 witnesses. And I think in a lot of times in these situations, you probably never really get the full story. You know, a lot of times, especially in the heat of the moment, just speaking from some of the craziness I've went through in the long time ago in the past, you know, once things kind of settle down, once cops are involved, people are relaxed, they're feeling bad. They don't want to get the other one in trouble. They don't want somebody to get locked up or go to jail. And so I don't know if we get the full thing of what's happening, but I believe this is clearly not obviously not a first time thing in their relationship. It's probably happened a lot, and throughout that trip, we got the restaurant situation as well. Jamie, thank you for the super chat. Nettie, thank you. Nettie says this is seriously disturbing. She's clearly afraid of getting him in trouble and the repercussions. She's fumbling over words, trying to explain her injuries. Tom Greek, only 8K watching, but very low on the likes. Come on, it's free. It doesn't cost any money. Click on the like button. Thanks, man. Yes, please, if you could hit the like. You can hit the like. And the other thing, too, with the witnesses, thank you, Yesenia. And thank you, Magsby. Been a fan since Malia case. Thanks for all you do. Thanks. And tomorrow, the interview's coming out, guys. I'm going to stay up tonight. We're going to work on the interview for Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner, the second follow-up interview. But the thing with the witnesses, too, I just wonder at what point did they catch this altercation, right? Like at the middle of it, the very, very start of the beginning, where you just walking by and you just caught the end part of it. Because at one point she was saying that she hit him first, like slapping, and then he, like, I guess grabbed her here. And then, but she had like some sort of mark, and she said maybe he got scratched, and they said kind of conflicting reports. And I think he admitted to shoving her. So
4 or 5 months that they've been living out of the van together.
Well, this is really bad news. So let's talk to him first.
And somebody should have been taken in. I know a lot of people. Somebody really should have been. There should have been some. I mean, they separated them, but I don't think she was charged, right? Or he was charged, or anybody was charged.
Yeah. His name's Brian. Did you ask him yet and take pictures of him? Yeah.
No, I haven't.
So Brian, unfortunately, in the state of Utah, we don't have discretion on some things. Like, for example, if I pull you over for speeding and I want to give you a warning, I can do that because it's under a Class A. It's a Class B or under. If I want to give you warnings for all kinds of stuff, I can. But there's a few things I can't. When I say I, the police, I'm not. What we could do to not... The law says we have to charge her. It doesn't say we have to put her in jail. Okay? But it also says we have to separate, do a no contact order, and then we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And there's a little problem here. Is you guys are out of Florida living in the van together. How are we supposed to separate you guys? Now, I don't want to take this small 20, what is she?
Yes, a 22-year-old.
22-year-old female in jail
to jail.
that you could definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't treat this different than if you were the male hitting her.
How old are you, Brian? How old is Brian? I know I've asked this last time in the chat. How old is this guy? He's not no 20-something years old. Come on. Is he really? I guess maybe he is. I don't know. It's just weird stuff with the age thing.
Well, I mean, we got to treat it the same.
Yeah, no.
So she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she can not go to jail and be separated, do you have friends in town? Somewhere she can stay? Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can
go to jail?
You can't because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to get with her again tomorrow,
I'm gonna take your radio.
if you want to be with her again tomorrow, because it's after 5, so our office is closed, so you can go to the police department, fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order, so you guys can still be together. But she's gonna have a court date online in a week or two. She's gonna have to show up for her court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. They might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, if that's your decision.
Anyway, I was going to say, it definitely is. I'm not going to pursue anything. She's my fiance. I love her. It's just a little squabble. I'm sorry that I had to get so public.
Stuff happens.
So I just want to get like the checklist of things I got to do to get rid of it. So
if you want her back, well, she'll get a paper with a court date. Okay?
How do I get rid of it?
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. The first is just an initial appearance to say, are you who we think you are? Yes. Do you understand the charge that's been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no? The answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no? Do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak with the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you and say, hey man, I know she's 110 pounds soaking wet and you're a big strong guy and we understand you're not even wanting to pursue this, but the cops have to follow the statute. How, we're in the interest of you, of justice for you as a victim, what do you think? And they can decide to still prosecute her, or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away if she behaves from now on. But that still does not eliminate the first court appearance that she has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online, so you don't have. So if you're out of town, here's the thing: if you're out of town and she doesn't come into our court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball and go. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And we're a team. Me and her are a team. I'm sorry about all this. I apologize again. But so she's got her online court date just to acknowledge that she's her, and then she's got the one for the.
Well, there's automatically right now there is something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah.
From this point forward until tomorrow, if you wish to drop it, you have to go into the 217 East Center Street, MOAB City Police Department, and you have to ask. We'll give it to you. You want to fill out a waiver that you're requesting a waiving of the contact order, the no contact order. The no contact order means she cannot come into contact with you, she cannot talk to you, she cannot text you, she cannot go onto any premises that you're occupying, she cannot go to your vehicle. And until you drop that, or until court date, if you don't drop it, it stays in effect until midnight on the day of court. And then that gives you time to get a protective order, a long-term one if you feel like you need one, but it sounds like you don't even want this one. So tomorrow, they open at 8, you can go in the police department, you can fill out the waiver, they can remove it, then you can say, hey babe, where you at? Let me pick you up. And you can pick her up. Now, we're hoping not to put her in jail, but if she doesn't have somewhere to go tonight to be separate from you, then where are we supposed to
I can't talk to her now because it's separation.
Because there's no contact order now.
So, tell me this. Do you guys have enough money for like a hotel room or anything like that? Because what we could do is we'd cite her for this, and then I'd give her a ride over to whatever hotel you guys is choosing.
You can pick her up there tomorrow if you want to drop the no contact.
On your way to go pick her up, you stop over there at the PD, sign the paperwork that they're requesting, and then you can go pick her up quite literally within minutes.
Unless you know someone else in town that's a friend that she can stay with.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. I don't, and I guess that...
Man, I sure hate to... I don't want her to go to jail.
Will it be... If she goes to jail, it's like... that goes down somewhere instead of her going to a hotel, right? If you did a citation, it would be...
It kind of depends. So if she goes to jail, they're going to book her. And they'll take her fingerprints, and it's going to go on her criminal history. And then if they don't convict her, then it will just show that it was dismissed. It will show up on her criminal history, but the charge was dismissed. If she is found guilty, it will show up as she was guilty of a domestic assault. But the charge itself will show up on her criminal history until she gets it expunged. Now, even if we give her a ticket, we're still going to take a fingerprint, and it's still going to show up. Either way, it's still going to show up. There's no way around a Class A. or is this Class B?
This is Class B.
But they do require fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The other part is if you contact her or she contacts you, she can be charged for the Class A.
Well,
Which is a little bit different, but it doesn't help us.
if you were to contact her and she responds to you, then she could get a new charge for violating the no contact order. The no contact order doesn't restrict you, it restricts her. So if you go talk to her and we find out you're not in trouble, she'll be in trouble. So it's in your interest to...
So just sneak. Let me read some of the super chats, yo. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Last minute stream. I didn't expect this other view and angle, and I feel like I'm probably gonna have to go back and listen to this again. Katie, thank you for the super chat. I think it's important to know that she was very forthcoming and what she did to him. With what she did to him, it's true. The only thing she wanted to hide was his actions. Good. April, thank you for the super chat. Frank, thank you. Nettie, let's not forget witnesses saw him inside that restaurant prior to this. The restaurant was actually after. The restaurant, I believe, off the top of my head, August 27th. Just several stories, multiple dates, but I believe it was August 27th. So it was after. Aggressive with staff. They came forward to FBI. Thank you for the super chat. Sarah, please like these videos when you open them. He put so much effort and time into this work. Please do the bare minimum to show appreciation. Thank you, Sarah. And this one is a pretty easy stream. The video I'm going to work on tonight, definitely tune in tomorrow. And the stream preps, I really thank the people that message me and email me because it really helps me out so much when I check in the mornings or emails to put the live stream together. But yeah, thank you. Mo, oh my God, could this have been because of the court date? Could she have been threatening to tell the truth? Interesting. Thanks, Mo. Frank, thank you for the super chat. And last one for now. Hey, Linz, what was that female officer talking to Gabby, the park ranger, who told she should get out of the relationship? That female, somebody commented earlier in the chat, and they said that the female was the park ranger. And I think she was dressed in something differently. And I could look up at the video later. And so I don't know that I don't think she had a body cam. I don't know if that was Robbins. I don't know if that's her name. I think Robbins. And yeah, I don't know that we're going to get that. I'm going to take a look and see, but I hear that she was like a park ranger. I think I did read that somewhere too.
Does that all make sense?
No, I'm getting it all.
It's a lot, really quick.
No, I'm getting it all. I'm just trying to figure out a way.
You don't know anyone in town? You guys been here how long?
No, I don't know anyone in town. If she went...
She could... I don't think C-Cable will take her where she's the aggressor.
No.
It is a women's shelter.
I'm curious.
You could find out. Say, hey, she doesn't have where to go.
If you did the citation, say she drove off she could drive off in this car.
We could give you a ride somewhere.
I got my backpack.
Sucks for you, but
I got my backpack.
You can spend a night.
You want to drive me to Delicate Art?
Does she have a good driver's license? And
She does drive license.
you trust her with your vehicle? And
yeah, she can handle it.
well, then you'd kind of be homeless for the night around town.
And man, I can't talk to her at all.
Well,
and I've got to do the thing, so
It's interesting that he doesn't like say, well, it's not my vehicle, you know? M. Tyler, thank you. Mel, thank you for the super chat. It's interesting that he doesn't like say, well, it's not really my vehicle.
can't go camping.
we can tell her what it is that she needs to do to get through all this, and then let her know what your plan is.
Here's the problem, though. If we take you up to Delicate Arch, you're going to be hoofing it from Delicate Arch all the way down to MOAB Center Street, so that you can fill out that paperwork. Because if you're not there by noon tomorrow,
They're closed at
looking at
noon
Monday
tomorrow
morning.
because it's early out Fridays over the office, so you won't be there after.
You'd be looking at Monday morning before you could actually see her again.
And again, we're not trying to make your life hard, but this is written in statute. There's nothing we can do about it. It's designed to protect victims of domestic assault. Not everybody's the same. This is different than normal, but we have to treat everything the same. And that's just how it is.
So do you think they can't afford a hotel?
No?
Very little money we have for sure.
Hotels are expensive here now.
You want me to? I'll call CK then.
Just see if CK will take her for the night.
I'll see if they'll take either one.
This is a women's shelter. Actually, CK will take him as a victim of domestic assault. CK will take you, and they will help you tomorrow.
And you're like a block and a half away from the PD.
Let's see if CK will take him, because they actually they didn't take a guy, but they got a hotel for a guy last time.
Yeah, I'll do that.
CK might get you a hotel. Now, What she does.
I might be sleeping outside in a sleeping bag.
No,
So, like, I don't need a hotel.
I think
I'm just saying.
I think Sept will get you a hotel. If you want her to have the van, we don't care. It's up to you. But there's nothing we can do about the rest.
I don't want to open my phone. I'm just trying to think. I gotta grab my. I gotta make like a little bag.
Cece said, "Can we talk about the cop on the left who rubbed all his boogers around his hands and didn't sanitize and said if she behaves next time, judge can drop case." Really? I didn't even notice that. Did you say that?
You sweating to death yet?
I think we're good.
You good? I'm going to talk to you real quick, but I've been talking so much, I got to get some water. I'll be right back. Let me grab the water. Now this is the water. It's cold water.
That's what we get visitors.
Oh yeah? Okay, Gabby, when you grow up and you're a full-grown man, this is what you'll drink from. Plus it's ice cold, and so I'm going to drink from it. Sorry.
I can still hear the ice.
You'll probably never be a full-grown man.
And then you do curls.
Then you can do your curls. So, look, I'm going to speak to you frankly. I have a daughter almost your age, and I'm looking at you not so much like a suspect, but also as kind of a victim in the sense that you're dealing with some struggles emotionally and mentally at your age. Probably they'll work themselves out as you get older. There's a lot of angst at your age, and
Kelsey said, "It's not her van, it's their van. Her mom said they both saved and bought it together. Please stop spreading misinformation." Well, thank you for the correction. I never heard that. I didn't know that. Kayla said, "Who would watch a reality show with Dog the Bounty Hunter featuring Donna?" It's kind of funny.
I remember being your age too. And hopefully it works itself out. But the stuff you did today that contributed to this, because you both contributed to this, is as a result of your inability to cope with the anxiety and the stress that you're having. So in a way, you're kind of a victim of this. I think you would have done better if you had the skills to do better. But you don't learn skills until you learn skills. And you don't have enough life experience yet to know how to navigate everything. Like, I don't either, but I can navigate what happened. If I was in your shoes, I could handle it different because I'm 39 years old. I've been through it. But I've got a lot of life lessons to learn still because I'm like my dad and my grandpas, they know stuff I don't know, right? They can do stuff I don't know. So in a way, I'm just letting you know that we sympathize with you. But based on what you've said and based on what our witness has said, and even based on what your fiance has mentioned, trying his very hardest not to have you in any trouble, he does have marks on him that witnesses say were caused by you slapping him. And that even you say you slapped him and were aggressing him first. And I don't have anyone saying that he actually punched you aggressively. It sounds like it was shoving in a manner that was probably more consistent with trying to prevent you from entering the van or to get space from you, not to assail you, if that makes sense. So if the tables were turned and he was beating on you and you were shoving him, of course we're going to look at it like, oh, of course she's defending herself to get away from this guy. Well, we're kind of looking at it the same way with him, and we have to treat both fair, even if he's a bigger male and you're a smaller female. The law doesn't say, hey, Officer Pratt and Officer Robbins, you can treat people different based on gender under the same, so we can't. Even if it makes no sense that because you probably could not physically destroy this man the way that he could if he attacked you, we can't treat you different, okay? So all that long-windedness I'm giving you right now is leading up to the fact that if I pull someone over for speeding, I have the right to give them a warning. I have something called officer discretion. But in the legislature in Utah, they have made a law that if we have a domestic assault, they don't trust the police to make good decisions because too many cops have made bad decisions. So they say, we're not going to give you discretion. We're going to write a law that says if you have a domestic assault, whether it's male on female or female on male, whoever the primary aggressor is has to be charged. No choice. You don't get to give them a warning. It doesn't even matter if they barely hurt at all and the guy doesn't want to press charges or the girl doesn't want to press charges. We don't have a choice. We literally have no choice. He does not want to press charges. He says you guys are a team. He says you're his fiance. He says he loves you. He says he doesn't want anything to happen. But we're explaining to him that we don't have any choice in this. So we're going to have we're trying to get a local victims advocacy group called Seek Haven to get him a hotel for the night, so that you can have the van, because they won't give you the hotel because you're the one who is the primary aggressor. So they're going to consider him the victim. So they're going to get him a hotel. So he wants you so that you don't have to go to jail, because the only thing we can do is take you to jail. He says, well, so she doesn't have to go to jail, then I will accept Seek Haven's help if they'll give me a hotel, and then she can have the van, so she doesn't have to go to jail. She can just have a ticket. When you get the ticket, it's going to give you a phone number to call, and they're going to give you a court date, and that court date will probably be online.
I have to come back to Utah?
No, it'll be online.
Oh.
You have a smartphone?
Yeah.
So you can. I go to court. You're okay.
Sorry, I've never heard of this. I didn't know
Yeah.
this was in
When
Utah.
COVID happened, they switched all the court from in person to online. So when I go to court now,
I have a ticket for hitting the curb or something, please, because we're okay. Like, we're just.
I understand, but we don't have any, like. Listen, if I had any discretion in this, I would separate you guys for the day and just give you warnings to stop hitting each other. But I lawfully don't have discretion here. I don't have any.
Because somebody said something, like a witness said something.
There's two witnesses, and then there's what you said and what he said, and guess what? It all matches nicely that you were the primary aggressor, and that the injuries he has were caused by your aggression towards him. Even if he doesn't feel hurt, even if he doesn't want to press charges, there's nothing any cop can do about it. It's written into the law.
I know that. I don't.
Normally we take people to jail, but he's trying to work it so you can just have the van. Tomorrow,
I don't want to be separated.
You gonna have anxiety?
Yeah.
This is just really, really interesting to hear. I might even do calls tonight if you guys want to call in when we're done. We're almost to the end. Really interesting to hear this other perspective, and it seems like maybe he was even trying for her not to go to jail. I don't even know, man. And I feel like there's parts that I missed because I'm managing the chat and all the other screens. Let me just read some of the super chats real quick. Rocksty, thank you for the super chat. So apparently the woman park ranger does have a body cam. Mentioned that she doesn't like looking at her body cam. Thank you, and great channel. Okay, thanks. Oh, okay. So the other person was wrong. Somebody else said job for 9. Park ranger looks like they have body cam. Okay. Hopefully that comes out, because when I was commenting on another video and I was talking about the body cam, people thought I was talking about the first one. I'm like, no, I really want to hear the conversation between this park ranger and Gabby. Vanilla says, can I go to jail? Brian says, can I go to jail? He says to the cop in response to the possibility of Gabby going to jail. Yeah. KA, thank you for the super chat. Hit the like button. Thank you. Halens, thank you for the super chat. This is really interesting, man. Like, I feel like maybe we should do some calls. Let's get through this and maybe take some calls if people are interested.
No, we're a team, please.
There's no what is it?
No, wait, we're a team, please. It's gonna give me so much anxiety. Can we just have like a driving ticket?
Okay, the very best thing I can do is call my supervisor and see if I'm missing something here.
Because I'll pay any driving ticket, a parking ticket, anything.
Okay, Gabby, try to calm down, and I'm gonna go call a supervisor. But I don't think that there's much I can do, but let me see if the supervisor can tell me something I'm missing to make this not happen.
I couldn't handle that. I'm sorry.
Just give me a minute, okay?
So it's really interesting as well, too, that she's like, I think she said, I can't be alone from him. Okay. And it's like she has fear of being separated from him. And maybe when this incident first started, you know how they were saying she was trying to crawl in through the driver's side window. You know, maybe he was threatening to leave or separate and get away. And that scares her. You know, it's definitely, I feel like they needed some sort of mental health, definitely separation. She doesn't want to separate though. That's the thing. She doesn't want to separate from him. So, the calls are going to be after the video.
You don't have to sit out in the hot sun unless you want.
And I actually have an interesting video. Judge Grady, or I keep messing his name up. Judge Grady. He commented on how it was really interesting. Katrina sent me the clip. We're going to watch it after. Oh, shoot. What the heck did I do? Oh, my bad. I think I closed it by accident. Sorry, guys. Let me just fast forward it to...
So when I go to court now...
I have a ticket for hitting the curb or something.
times. He's assistant main. Hey, we don't have any choice in this. So we're trying to get a local victims advocacy group called iCkEdMeL to get him a hotel for the night, so that you can have the van, because they won't give you the hotel because you're the one who is the primary aggressor. So they're going to consider him the victim. So they're going to get him a hotel. So he wants you so that you don't have to go to jail, because the only thing we can do is take you to jail. He says, well, so she doesn't have to go to jail, then I will accept iCkEdMeL's help if they'll give me a hotel, and then she can have the van, so she doesn't have to go to jail. She can just have a ticket. When you get the ticket, it's going to give you a phone number to call, and they're going to give you a court date, and that court date will probably be
this part we heard
online.
I have to come back to Utah.
No, it'll be online.
I'm just gonna fast forward just a tiny little bit.
I don't want to be separated.
You can have anxiety?
Yeah, no, we're a team, please.
There's no, what is it?
No, like, we're a team, please. It's gonna give me so much anxiety. Can we just have like a driving
Okay,
ticket?
the very best thing I can do is call my supervisor and see if I'm missing something here.
Because I'll pay any driving ticket, a parking ticket, anything.
Okay, Gabby,
If that'd be
Gabby,
better.
try to calm down, and I'm gonna go call a supervisor. But I don't think that there's much I can do, but let me see if the supervisor can tell me something I'm missing to make this not happen.
I can't feel over it, and I couldn't handle that. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
just give me a minute, okay? You don't have to sit out in the hot sun unless you want. Okay, thanks.
Sorry about that. My mouse has been glitching lately. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. Last minute.
Hey, so a tiny little girl, 22 years old, slapped her boyfriend, her fiance, several times. He's got a little bit of a little tiny abrasion on his chin, on his jaw. They got into a van and drove off. He got called in by there's one caller and then a witness. Got them stopped. The story from the witnesses matches the story from the female, matches the story to the male. She was pissed off. She's having a rough day. He tries to separate from her. She's not staying away from him. She has severe anxiety problems. He locks her out of the van, says, you need to go for a walk and cool off. She's forcing her way into the van. She's clawing her way past him into the van to be with him. He's shoving her to get her out of the van, but he's not assaulting her, or he's not assailing her. He's trying to keep her out. She's punching, slapping, everything. She's got to be 105 pounds soaking wet, 22, full of anxiety, having a really tough time. Not making excuses, but I mean, it is written into code. We do have a domestic assault here. He's not wanting to pursue it. He's very adamant. He does not want to pursue it. We're explaining we don't have any discretion on these things. We're giving him a no contact. We're letting iCkEdMeL see if they can get him a hotel so she can have the van, so that we don't have to put her in jail. She's really struggling with the idea of being alone and not with him and not having the van. They want to be together. I told her, look, there's not anything I can do. This is all written into freaking statute. I just said the last thing I can do is call a supervisor and see if where this is such a minor. There's like a slap fight, and the injury is from a fingernail. I just don't know if it's worth the whole domestic thing or not, or if it's going to get us in trouble if we don't do it this way. Well, they don't want to, but I told them that unless I get some kind of permission some other way, I'm pretty sure this is just statute and that we have to separate you. As As far as the domestic assault charge, what do you think about that? Well, I mean, do the whole thing or not? But is there a way to not do anything on something like this? I mean, it's so minor. It's hard to say, right? I'm going to go reread the statute and just see if it fits or if there's a way it doesn't fit. And if I can find a way that... Because it really is... The spirit of the law is being lost on this one. It really is. So let me see what I can find, and if nothing else, then we'll have to separate them whether she likes it or not. Alright, thanks. Alright, bye. Thanks. Bye. Bodily injury means physical pain, illness, or any impairment of physical condition. So let's see. He's not ill. He doesn't have an impairment of physical condition. And if he's not in pain, like how far do you want to go with this? Like, you know why the domestic assault code is there. It's there to protect people, especially the reason why they don't give us discretion on these things is because too many times women who are at risk want to go back to their abuser. They just wanted him to stop, and they don't want to have to be separated. They don't want him charged. They don't want him to go to jail, and then they end up getting worse and worse treatment, and then they end up getting killed. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
In no way, shape, or form.
How eerie is that? How eerie is that conversation right there? Now knowing what we know, right, in hindsight. Wow. Let me read the super chats real quick. I was trying to find this clip somebody sent me when Brian says he doesn't have a cell phone and then he pulls out a cell phone. I had one clip that was ready to go for you guys, and apparently that person took that video down for some reason. I have to find it somewhere else. Let's just do this real quick. That's crazy, man. Let's see. Okay, Halen said the way Gabby's eyes dropped when he said she was a victim. When he said she was a victim, that pep talk did not help her later. My parents must be so upset by the second body cam. Thank you, Halen. Tom Greek, let's hear from Donna. Jamie, I pray her parents never see this. Oh my God. Dirk Grubb, he did exactly what he said he wasn't allowed to do. We don't have any choice. And look what happened, MOAB police. Amber says she needed to take a Xanax, or I guess she needed to. Amy said most definitely Stockholm Syndrome. Rachel said BL was reading a book, Lullaby by Chuck. I forgot it. I don't even know how to say that guy's last name. Palahnook. The Final Order. So sad to watch this common arose for Gabby Petito. Rest in peace. Yeah, that's super eerie, man. I mean, and just to hear how afraid she was to be alone, and very just codependent, right? Like, and maybe when they argued, maybe the threat was, "I'm gonna leave. You know, I'm gone. You know, I'm getting out of here." I don't know. But this shows a little bit more to the story.
Form that I can perceive. Does what happened here, a little slap fight between fiancés who love each other, want to be together. Can I perceive that this is going to digress into the situation where he's going to be a battered man?
Right.
But then again, I don't have a crystal ball. So I was looking at I talked to the assistant chief to see if there's any way to just go less than than the full force domestic assault route.
Right.
And he says, look, I mean, you either go all the way or you don't. And it's like, okay, but under what circumstances can I not? And really the only time I can not is if it doesn't fit. If it fits, then it's in the law, then you have to do it. So I went and I looked at the code for assault, because this is an assault enhanced with domestic assault. Utah Code assault. Now you and I both know what it is, but think of how valuable it is to look it up and read it word for word, especially when what you're doing is going to get evaluated by a court who cares a lot about words. Words are there for a reason. Assault is an attempt with unlawful force or violence to do bodily injury to another. So did she attempt to do bodily injury to him?
She went to smack him.
Was it her intention to do him bodily injury? Now, that's what we have to find out, because it says bodily injury is, that by definition, physical pain, illness, or any impairment of physical condition.
Well, he's got a swollen right eye.
We don't care what the result was, we care about the intent.
So we gotta go find intent.
If she did not intend to cause him pain or illness, or to cause him impairment of physical condition.
Was it intent and attempt, or intent or attempt?
When you're attempting to do something, you have to intend to do it.
True.
If I attempt to get a basketball through a hoop, I have to intend to do it. Intent is implicit with attempt.
Right.
Okay, so what was her intent? What was her intention? If you go ask her, what was your intention when you were slapping him, and she says, I wanted him to hurt or be ill or impair his physical condition, then there's nothing we can do.
Okay.
One way to word it might be, hey, when you slapped him, were you intending to cause him physical pain, and let's get rid of illness because it has nothing to do with it, physical pain or impairment of his physical condition? Was that your intention? Is that what you were attempting to do? That's what it says right here, an attempt.
Right.
Were you attempting to cause him pain or an impairment of physical condition? Whatever she answers to that question will seal her fate. Because the only way you know what she was attempting to do is by asking her.
Right.
I have never in my life seen no shit like this for like a domestic situation. Never in my life. Never. It's like jaw dropping somewhat. And I think of people in different situations, and I just know so many people that had never gotten nothing like this. I'm just looking at this like, bruh, like they're literally like trying to find a way. And listen, I don't know that had somebody been arrested this night that they wouldn't have got back together. I believe they probably would have got back together. I don't know. Maybe she could. Some of the callers brought up the point. Maybe she would have called her parents that night if she was arrested, because she would have been in such emotional state and she's afraid to be alone. Maybe she would have called her parents, and maybe they could have gotten, but the whole, going back into the future, we don't know. A lot of times people keep going back to each other. And this is why the guy even said it earlier in the video, like they have these statutes or laws in place because sometimes they don't trust cops to do the right thing, and people sometimes don't know the full story. And so regardless of your feelings or whatever, you just have to follow the law and procedure, because now we're going to be sitting here like we are now, looking back like, holy shit. Like they even said, like, situations happen and then the woman's killed. So that's pretty crazy to see that. Let me read the super chat real quick. And I really kind of want to hear some of the calls. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff. Real quick. Frank, yes, Brian's I don't know what that, Brian's a something, and I'd love to get my hands on him, but it's not possible that they're telling the truth here and then he killed her later on. They're not mutually exclusive. Frank said, if I found him, I'd go medieval on his, but I don't know why it's so hard for us to accept that it actually went down the way they're saying, and yet later he still killed her. Job for job. Department was in paper for not doing their job. I feel like I heard somebody was on leave. I'd have to pull up the article. there is an independent investigation that they asked for too into this situation. It's going to be looked into. Frank says, it's possible and doesn't change how horrible this monster is. Is it because we don't want to conceive of the idea that a regular non-abuser guy is capable of murder? I think anybody's kind of capable, I guess, some more than others, but interesting. Thank you for the super chat. Vanilla says, Brian, can I go to jail? Gabby, I really can't be alone. Me, huge red flag. Am I out in left field with my mind blowing up thinking that is very strange? Thank you for the super chat. Dirt Grub. Lullaby is a dark, black humor plumbed into a road trip that swings some curves with the unlikeliest of partners on a mission to save innocents from SIDS. Thank you. The Dre Effect. Witnesses from Wyoming said Gabby was doing her best to apologize and make him leave the restaurant. Maybe she felt she'd be blamed again. She'd be alive if they did. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. There's been multiple instances. This is not really the only instance as well. Like you said, Dre Effect, there was the restaurant incident where he had this outburst. And I'm sure they had it multiple times throughout the trip. And then you're in this van and you're stuck together in the van life. A-Rod says he found her in a vulnerable state. This is so sad. Thank you.
Set it up right. Set it up just right.
That's how people laugh someone heard that way.
I mean, he's saying it's your call, but at the same time, he's saying what it is. He's telling him, you know, again, I don't know if these cops could have changed the outcome of this situation, but it's just crazy to see this. Yeah, I mean.
Can't say that I did very openly. She openly admitted to me earlier that she was striking him in the arm. He said that she was striking him in the arm. He said she was, and that's what caused him to hit the curb. She said that she grabbed her. I might have these too much stuff probably.
No, she said that too, that she started distracting him by hitting him, and that he probably looked at her, and that's why the mark is on the window side. And she said it's her fault that he swerved because she was distracting him by hitting him. But she said she didn't try to hurt him, it wasn't malicious, she thought that he wasn't listening to her.
So assault is an attempt with unlawful force or violence to do bodily injury to another. The code for bodily injury, the definition says, bodily injury is infliction of pain or physical impairment or illness. So you can go. Now I'm recording, and society and the judges and everyone can judge me for this. I am looking at a 110-pound female and her fiance who have no means to be separated. He doesn't want to pursue it. She's not a threat to him, more than slight abrasions from her fingernails. I don't care if we use the actual letter of the law to not charge, but I also don't care because it literally does possibly make perfect sense to go full-on domestic assault and do the whole thing. This is your opportunity to make the decision.
Let's do this.
I support you either way.
Let's do this. Taking your advice, let me do a crime report on this.
Oh, this is Robbins. Oh.
Won't charge right now. Won't cite her for it right now. We'll send it off to the county attorney. City attorney, because it is a people. Send it off to the city attorney. Let them screen it and make a decision.
If you send it to the city attorney and they strongly disagree with your decision and they throw a complete fit, you might hear about it in a very negative way.
Right.
So I would make a decision yourself.
I'd rather be dinged for a decision I made than a decision I didn't make.
Especially if they think you're completely negligent in your decision. Why give it to them? The only reason to give it to them is if you're not sure if you have enough for something and you want them to decide if they have enough. So I support you. I'm not joking. If we need to go all the way to jail or whatever we need to do, all the way down to...
Your hands out.
Go ahead. got this?
I'm making this decision. I'm going to cite him. I'm going to go follow through the process.
Would you feel more comfortable handling that guy?
Yeah.
Go handle that guy then.
Go handle that guy?
Go handle that guy.
Okay.
If you're more comfortable.
Well, it's 6 one way, half dozen the other.
It's up to you.
I mean, it's a headache whether I go left or it's a headache whether I go right.
Another option is to not charge them but separate them for the night. If they find themselves together again, what is it to you? You separated them. You provided for his safety. If he doesn't have enough sense to stay away and you got him separated, it's on him.
You can't babysit them all night unless they're in jail, so it's up to them what happens after dinner.
You can separate them and say, don't let this go off till tomorrow. If they don't let it go off and we hear about it, we'll hear about it.
They're camping in the park tonight, we'll let you know.
And if there's some fighting going on, you already was Mr. Nice Guy. You already gave him a chance. What you can't do by law is separate someone and say, if we hear from you again, we're going to arrest one of you. Because then if one of them really needs help, they may not call police and get help. The law says you cannot, literally, you may not say, if we get more problems with you guys tonight, one of you is going to jail. You can't threaten them like that if it's true, because it will stop someone from wanting to call the police to get help. Does that make sense?
Right.
So go full or nothing or in between and separate them and kind of give them the nod, the wink, like, hey, just stay separated. It's up to you. I'm going to go handle that. You got very capable help with you here, and I trust you.
All right.
Call me if you have any problems. SOTT, I'll separate. I'll be en route to that iCkEdMeL. I just want to say thank you guys for helping us. Appreciate you. You too.
Wow, and that's it. Well, that's it. Let me play this real quick and then we'll do some calls. Let's do this. This was just an interesting clip.
Gabby Petito.
Let me show you guys this.
I'm not involved in that. Gabby Petito, I'm not involved in that investigation. My team's not involved in that investigation. I could only speculate based upon news reports, and as you know, those are incomplete at best, and sometimes they can be fictionalized at worst. I can tell you that according to Florida law, when she was a victim of domestic violence originally, he would have been arrested. I can tell you at this sheriff's office, when he showed up with her car and she was no place to be found, we would never have let him out of our custody that day. Other than that, I'm not sure where their investigation is.
That was just his comments. I wonder if he feels any differently after this stuff has come out. Let's do some calls. I want to call one person first, and then I'm going to open up the lines. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, the whole hindsight thing. Hindsight's 2020. Oh, hello. Who is this? They hung up. They were like, "Oh shit, he picked up." Oh. Hold on, let me call. I want to hear what this guy has to say. Living it. And I got to get the super chats too.
Hello?
Yo, you got to turn down the music, dude.
Hold on, I'm stepping out right now.
Hey,
Yeah, man, my bad, bro.
that's all right. What's up?
What's up, Baba? How you doing?
Good. Did you see the video or you didn't see nothing?
Yeah, I saw your video.
All right, tell me what you think.
Shit, man. I seen a lot of comments, too, kind of going like 40, 30, 10. It's like a lot of people think he's guilty. A lot of people trying to say he's innocent, but they need more evidence. I'm going to tell you what I think, bro. You know what I'm saying? Remember that conversation we had about when you're a woman and you're a fish in the water for a shark? You remember that?
No, I'm afraid to ask.
Okay, remember when I told you when a woman is an easy target, man, you're in the deep. In the deep water. They take you to the deep water and you're the most easiest target. I think she made herself vulnerable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, she told herself her personal stuff or she was going through. I don't know. I just think the cops, they should have booked her, bro. I think if they would have booked her, I'm going to keep it real with you, she would have been alive. There would have been none of this shit. But I don't know, man. Like, like I said, I'm going to keep it real because I always think outside the box. In reality, there's no pinpoint saying everybody could say Brian's guilty, Brian's not. People could trash me right now, but I'm gonna give her. There's actually no physical evidence saying that he did it. You know what I'm saying? And as I see the second camera thing of the cops, man, come on, guys, you guys gotta think, bro. You don't think that maybe they came into a hot spot? I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe they came into a hot spot where cops already been murdering people. They've been doing this. You came to a small town, bro. And then remember, like I told you, Mel, I've been doing like research on this guy. I've been doing research. If this guy if this guy is this girl's sweetness or whatever, high school sweetheart, where's pictures? There's no pictures of this guy in high school. There's no pictures of nothing. Where's pictures of this guy younger? This guy is, to me, I think there's something bigger that we don't know. There's something right now that right now they just sticking us to this subject, and we can't figure it out because right now, everything you turn a channel, like I said, everything you do on YouTube is somebody pushing this, somebody trying to get reviews. This is like the biggest commodity right now. You know, so
how old do you think he is?
I think he's older, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's maybe like 37, and I think he has. I'm gonna be honest with you because there's just no evidence. There's no pictures of it. People have been like, "Oh no, he went to school," but there's people just saying that's word of mouth, bro. Where's the pictures? Where's the facts? Where is this guy with her in prom? If this guy is his high school sweetheart, where's the prom pictures? Where's this? She just graduated from high school 3 years ago. She's 22. So you know what I'm saying? Where is this? There's no evidence, but I think that this guy is set up for something, bro. And a lot of people gotta watch that movie Fugitive, bro, with Harrison Ford and U.S. Marshal. But it's deep, bro. It's something deep, man. There's no evidence, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no evidence. There's no evidence. And how can this regular Joe Smo be avoiding these cops? Come on, man. We talked about this, man. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this, bro. It's deep. It's deep.
You would think he's some sort of agent or something, like some sort of like training or something.
More than that. We don't know because we are here just going by the news. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. How do you know if Doug wasn't hired by the parents or by the lawyer to put out information on purpose to the public? But if he has a phone that's watching, he's watching every step that the FBI is doing. The FBI don't want to put all this information, so the dog is putting in this information. At the same time, you don't know if the dog's putting information to expose the FBI or because they shut him down. He wants to do a payback. You don't know this. But there's a reason why this guy is doing this. This guy is doing this to me either is for attention or to get fame again, or he's part of their group. He's part of their society. He's a secret society.
All right, bro. Well, yo, thanks for the call, man. Let me take some other ones.
All right,
yeah, I appreciate
have a good
it,
day, man.
All right. Peace, man. Thank you, dude. All right, let me open up the lines. That's we have Donna and that's Silvio. Let me open up the lines. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute it while I call in. Yeah, they're calling me. Calling me. Oh. Unknown.
A host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
All right, so we're gonna get started with the calls. Yeah, that's a friend of mine. He had, he's into all that stuff. Oh, what did I do here? There's a lot of people that have those thoughts and theories too, I guess. Okay, 3-minute limits. Let's roll it. 347. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yo, I just gotta ask you, what do you think about this body cam footage?
I don't know, man. Hello? Yeah, it's just to me, it's just eye opening. I just think that some of the comments like, really what if she's dead, ends up dead? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see a little bit of Brian. You get another kind of perspective, from he not wanting her to go to jail supposedly, and more vividly too of her just like seriously expressing she's afraid to be alone, like scared, like terrified.
Yeah. See, like I studied psychology for about 3 years, and everybody keeps pulling it out right there that when somebody's being abused and they're scared of repercussions, the cops said it perfectly, which is eerie. It's something like I wanted to ask. Remember the restaurant incident, right? That they had supposedly that was after this incident.
Yeah.
Do you think the parents know what happened on August 12th? And do you think the argument, let's say in the restaurant, because you could tell this girl wanted her family, she looks like a mom and dad girl. And, I don't know her personally, but wanting to have, to confide into your parents, wanted the comfort in that time. And I just started thinking about what if, man, not no secret agent stuff. What if Brian Laundrie was just nervous and scared that Gabby Petito's parents, would not believe any charges, whatever the transcript would read that the cops would have to present, any cops from that day would have to present. I believe that the parents wouldn't have believed that story, and they would have fought tooth and nail with their daughter, and that probably spooked him. And, I wasn't there. Nobody was there. All we could do is theorize what was that argument about. And, do you think that argument could have been of what if Gabby wanted to disclose this to her parents? And he just, no, we could take care of this by ourselves. I got a list of how we could take care of it. We just brush this behind us. And she's, anxiety kicks in. What if she just wanted her parents, that's something I asked Brian Eaton if, on the 12th was the parents ever informed, and by the 27th that they ever knew. By the 27th that the parents know about her upcoming legal court dates. To me, that's the main question. Did Gabby inform that to her parents? Because I would believe if they knew on August 12th she got into this big argument.
Gabby's father said that he was on Dr. Phil and he said he didn't know.
See, that's crazy. Because don't you think if this would have came out, Gabby, would have contacted her parents? Don't you think, being a New Yorker, man, I'm a New Yorker. Don't you think they would have said, "Hey, come home"? There would have been some type of contingency plan to get their daughter home. And like I said, it all falls through. Did Brian want to take care of this on his own? Because in the 23-minute mark, that's the first thing he says is, "Hey, listen, I need a list on how to get this done. And we all knew that Gabby was the brains between the both of them. So
well, thanks, man. We're past the 3 minutes, man. Yo, I appreciate you calling.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate
Yeah,
you too.
yeah.
The NYC
Thanks, man.
caller.
All right. Oh,
All
the
right.
same guy, private detective, or
yeah, brother.
all right. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. We're gonna have to talk off the air one time.
Yo,
one of these
time, man.
days. Yeah, next year probably. I'm just kidding. It's so hard. I know. I'm just so everything's crazy now, but we're gonna talk sometime, man.
Yo, no problem, brother.
All right,
You're
thanks,
a busy
bro.
man, and I respect you. God bless.
Thank you, man. God bless you too. All right, yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to stick to the 3-minute limits. I'm gonna pull up some timelines as well. 305, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, how you doing, man? This is Ralph.
Good.
How's it going, bud?
Good, welcome, man.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it under 3 minutes, okay? So let's go based on facts and timelines. So based on the timeline, we know that they got pulled over between 4:00 and 5:30, almost 6:00 when they got pretty much when they were able to go ahead and get removed or get relieved when they're different areas or different parts. That's pretty much one of the timelines that I noticed based on the camera footage that we got from the laptop of the police officer. Another thing that I see that placed the other officer in a predicament was when the officer told to make a decision based on those 3 options. I think the option number 1 was to go out and automatically do a DV on them. The third timeline should be when they arrived at the hotel with Brian Laundrie. We need to go ahead and get a time check or a time fact on that, so we could go ahead and build up the case based on facts, not assumptions. Third, the other thing is after the fact when they met up after the hotel the following day, what happened? I think that's
Right.
what we're missing in
There's
order
a big
to go ahead
gap.
and find out the timeline.
Right.
You understand me?
Mhm.
Now let's fast forward towards the time where we're at now, present time. iCkEdMeL, you've been doing a lot of search, and I've been sending you a lot of information in regards to what Dog has been doing. And I personally believe that, based on what your friend said, kind of matches to my theory as well, that maybe this guy's being framed or he knows something that we don't know. And that's the reason why he's staying quiet. And also, why hasn't he been charged for murder if there's a lot of probable causes in regards to bringing her van back to the state of Florida? So if they're only charging him for something that has to do with credit card fraud,
right,
there's something more to it. I believe there's something more to it. And this guy just staying quiet, he does not want to share that information. And I don't even think he's ever going to share that information.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Definitely, man. So I'll go ahead and let's let another caller share their opinions, but that's where we're at now.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Cooler.
Cool. All right. Keep it rolling. 419, yo. Body cam footage, new things. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hi.
Mel?
Yeah, I think you're kind of cutting out. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hey. Did you want to share something?
Mel?
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm here.
Mel, are you still there?
I might have to put you back in the queue. Can you hear me talking? You got to listen to me on the phone, not on YouTube.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
What I wanted to say is I think there was only one telephone. The first witness said they was fighting over a phone.
Mm-hmm.
In the body cams, both body cams, they never show Gabby with the phone. So I think Brian had Gabby's phone.
So the phone that he had in his pocket, let me pull up the image. I might have to rewatch that video. Because over here from this article, WFLA, it says 2 phones seen in police body cam video from Utah incident. Oh, my mouse is messing up here. And it says 2 phones seen in police body cam video from Utah incident. Because we know Petito had a phone. Her mom, Nicole Schmidt, got an odd text from her on August 27th. According to the search warrant, about 42 minutes into the police stop in Utah, video shows Laundrie reach into the passenger side of the van. He hands a female law enforcement official Petito's phone. She's got her cell phone. She's calling her parents, the officer told other officers minutes later. That phone from the passenger side stays in Petito's lap. Meanwhile, with Laundrie, when we back up the video to before he retrieved Petito's cell phone, he is seen slipping what appears to be a different phone into his pocket. Toward the end of the stop, you can see Laundrie pull a phone out of his pocket. So we can rewatch the video, but it looks like there was two phones. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, but I mean, if people could call in, maybe there's something else. Maybe I'm not, I might have to rewatch the video sometime too. But I've heard multiple people say, but I mean, what you said is interesting because maybe people were thinking he had her cell phone, but apparently, according to WFLA, there's two phones that were seen. Because you got this one here.
Okay.
And then, I mean, they look almost similar, kind of, to be honest with you, but. All right, but thank you for the call.
You're welcome. You're doing a good job.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. 201, how you doing? Taking you in right now. Where you calling from?
Hey, Mel. I'm calling from New York. I want to thank you for putting these shows on. I hope you're taking mental health breaks because this is a lot.
Thank you.
Watching that video was heartbreaking. To me, he seems really arrogant. If you watch him playing around with the cops and joking and fist bumping and all that stuff, I think he didn't want her to go to jail because he knew deep down inside he exasperated the whole situation, locking her out of the van, taking her keys away, controlling her, taking her phone away, knowing that, she seems to be completely, overwhelmed, full of anxiety, dependent on him for so many different reasons that I'm sure none of us will ever know. What I really found disturbing was the whole cops. They did nothing to try to help either one of these kids. They didn't offer any kind of, ask them, do you want to go and seek medical treatment? Gabby, how can we help you calm down? Nothing. They didn't. I don't see that they did anything. And I agree with a lot of the people. If these kids were any other colors, I'm sure this would have gone a totally different way. I don't know if locking them up would have been the best thing to do, but they should have done a mental health check on her when they saw her acting the way that she was, instead of fist bumping him in front of the whole world to see, knowing that this footage would somebody was going to see this footage. He's joking. He's asking to sit in the shade so he doesn't get sunburned. I mean, think of all the things that we've heard him say. Doesn't have a phone, all of a sudden pulls a phone out of his pocket. He's a master manipulator. Like, it's unbelievable to watch him do what he was doing in that video. It's shameful. It's heartbreaking. I hope her parents never, ever watch this. It's heartbreaking.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate the call.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
217, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mel. Hey, I appreciate you taking my call. Man,
Thanks.
Watching this video, it's heartbreaking. This poor, beautiful angel has been let down by everyone around her. Okay? There's a lot more to this case, I think, than what is being seen. When people are in abusive relationships, they become codependent on each other psychologically. I think this guy toyed with her mentally, probably mostly mentally, until it broke down into physical altercations. Your caller, the first one about the cops being involved, my son's a Fed. He's out there in that area. That stuff doesn't go down.
Okay.
There's no Illuminati behind any of this stuff. So, but, I know I've got 3 minutes. So I've had to take breaks from this because I've got kids this age. I can say this, there's much more to this. I think that when the autopsy results become available, we're going to see a lot more. I do believe the two other girls are implicated, or they're involved in this somehow. I think that there was, they may have interjected at the Moon, cafe.
Yeah,
And
Moonflower.
they said, hey, girl, come with us girl, and there could have been something that went down that way where something got weird or she left with them. I think that her friend Rose and her had more of a relationship than what is being led. I think that, and that's fine. That's somebody's business. But I think that there was probably a plan for her to leave when they rendezvoused with her. And I think that this guy, again, a court of public opinion until everything goes down. But I will say this. Everybody's talking about the feds and what they did in the park and all of the resources there. That family is going to be responsible for that financially. I mean, we can look at this from history. If they can't get this guy on a murder rap, there's going to be a civil suit. I mean, we're talking millions of dollars. It would ruin that family financially. But again, I'm not a cop and I'm not a lawyer. I am a professional, but I see a lot of these things happen. Dog the bounty hunter, he can't get involved in this unless there's a bounty. You remember there was a lawyer that offered up 20 grand. Boom. Now he's able to get into it. If there was no 20 grand, he'd be charged with interfering with a criminal investigation. So long story short is like what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
Love and wishes to the family. Man, just horrible, horrible stuff for everyone's family involved in this. And God bless and take care, man.
Thank you. Appreciate the call, man.
You got it. Take care, man.
Thanks. And I spoke to, I'm going to read the super chats real quick and I'll get back to the calls. I spoke to the Moonflower girls, which is, Kylan worked at Moonflower, Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner worked at McDonald's. I spoke to their father. This is the second time I spoke to them this evening. So tonight I'm going to stay up and edit that video. Probably be up for a while, but it should be out tomorrow. Really interesting things. I did ask him about, towards the end, I asked him a little bit about Gabby and what exactly was it that they did to rule out the connection. And he said he doesn't know. They didn't tell him, let me just catch up real quick with these because it's got a little bit behind. Okay. Red Drum Kitty, she called her mom on the last body cam. So did the mom know about it? Or did she tell her the full situation? I know the father said he didn't know, but Zan's Beats, when are they going to release the autopsy of Gabby's body? It's clear that Brian, I'm not going to say that. We don't know what he did. And I don't know when they're going to do it. Jim, thank you for the super chat. Had the cop had access to the 911 call, I feel this would have gone down so differently. Well, on the video that we watched tonight, he spoke to one of the witnesses directly. And they went off based off of what Gabby was saying, which, we just heard all of that. Andrea, as hard as this is to watch, so important for politicians and lawyers who write laws to see this. I cried because my boyfriend was charged for kicking me while down. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, sorry that it did that to you, not sorry that he got charged. Rebecca, codependency. What happened to the 911 witness? I think we heard one of them when he was talking to him. I guess he called him directly. LS, we don't know if that was the same person though. Yeah. LS, key to this psychological abuse of Brian towards her leading up to this escalation. Abuse often gets turned around on victim. Abuse you cannot see. Yeah, I feel like there's just a whole lot more. This is just the one thing we got to see because of the camera and the callers of people that called 911. Miss Foster, thanks for all you do, Mel. Had they been black/brown, those cops wouldn't have put that much effort into keeping either of them out of jail. Van would have been searched, cuffs on, etc. Justice for Gabby. Thank you for the super chat. Andrew, if she wouldn't have blonde hair and blue eyes, she wouldn't have went to jail. If she wouldn't have blonde hair, blue eyes, she would have went to jail. Read that wrong. OMG, that's why they didn't send her to jail. Sassy Flash, fantastic work you've been doing and so important. I listen every day in the car or watch at home. Thank you. I enjoy that you separate the noise out there and focus on the actual truth. Much love and respect for what you do. Thank you. Rebecca, I'm new to your channel. After the Petito case started, please use this money to take your daughter out for a daddy-daughter trip. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Vanilla, I agree with the first caller. Oh, are you talking about Sylvia? Oh, Kayla, is there a number to call in, please? It's never posted. I don't post it because there's somebody in the mod that posts it. And before I even call in, people are already like dialed in. The phone number is 954-787-3009. 954-787-3009. And I have it maxed out to 10 calls per session. So once the line empties out, you can call in behind. Rita, thank you for the super chat. Vanilla, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this dude on the phone. Which one? Rita, thank you. Dirt Grub, I found high school photos of Brian and Gabby yearbook pictures. Wasn't hard. All right, thank you for that. That's for the first caller. Maria, while physical evidence is preferred, most criminal cases are based on circumstantial evidence as long as it meets established standards. Synethia, imagine how these officers must feel now. How many times they must have replayed this and wondered if there could have been a different outcome. Crazy. I wonder about that too. You know, like hindsight's always 2020, but like I wonder, like now they're like, oh man, you know, like Ellie, thank you. Emily, she's on the phone at some point. Who was she talking to? They say her mother. That's what the article said too. Dirt Grub, maybe she found out that she had a burner phone, that he had a burner phone that she didn't know about, and they were fighting over a third phone. I don't know, right? Do you have time to replay the footage? I can't replay the entire 50 minutes. I'm sorry about that. You'd have to like either rewind back. Live replays on. You can rewind back. Rita, thank you for the super chat. Lil, why nobody considering the chance that it might be an accident? They may have an argument after the restaurant accident, then things get out of control, and it could be, that could be a possibility. But to go on the run and do all this crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. 631, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Yes, my name is Max. I'm calling from Long Island.
Hey, Max.
Hey, how's it going? So, first things first, I would actually like to, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but I kind of want to defend Brian's parents because I have a son, and now recently I have a daughter. But I would honestly do what they're doing, defend my son, you know? I think that's what we would all do. But with that being said, I hate Brian. I don't like him. But I think we need to look at this in a neutral way. I feel like we're all really stuck with the mindset of, you know, that he killed her. We don't know that. So I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
Oh, thanks. They're going to go crazy, but I appreciate you sharing your perspective, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah, what do you think, though, about his parents?
That's what everybody says. Like, what do you think? Damn, bro, you put me in a spot like that. Man, I don't know. My daughter's 4, man. I mean, I really don't know, man. I mean, you know, I love her to death. No son. No. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough question, man. I was talking to somebody on the phone today, and she was telling me, like, a lot of people do that for their kids. I mean, I wouldn't support if I knew she killed somebody. You know, I would be like, you need to turn yourself in. You know, you need to just responsibility, accountability. You know what I'm saying? I would still love her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I would try to maybe try to understand, or like psychology to go to. I probably have to see a therapist. You know, but I wouldn't like condone. I mean, there's got to be more to this story. There's got to be more. There's got to be a reason this guy's on the run. But I wouldn't condone like hiding and like evading and doing all this crazy shit this guy's doing. But it's really easy for people to, like you said too, man. It's probably like you said, like it's really easy to just watch and be like, boom, until you're actually in that situation. So, but I feel like personally, I feel like the parents know more. I feel like they do know more, man. You know, but I don't know to what extent.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But we gotta put ourselves in their shoes, you know.
Well, not really, not me, but.
Well, I mean, well, watch me get like some hate mail or something for what I'm saying on this thing.
No, I mean, they're choosing to do. I mean, they're not talking at all. I guess maybe from the lawyer's perspective, they're not talking at all. I mean, I don't personally feel like sympathetic for them. Like I don't, you know. I mean, the whole thing too. If you heard that, I think even before he came back from the trip, or when he came back from the trip, Gabby's parents were calling Brian, calling his parents. I mean, the messed up thing too is that, you know, she was living there with them. So if I'm a parent and I know my child is living at your house, yo, at some point, even though she's, you know, she's older, I'm gonna be like, what the F? Like, yeah, I might come knocking on your doors. Probably, and I believe Gabby's father did that. I might come knock on your door. So that there's a level of effed up to this situation as well, because you had my child in your place, and even though she was 22, to me I still see that as my child. Like, you had this person in your house, and now I know it's just Brian. She was dating Brian, so it's ultimately him as well. But yeah, I'd be pissed if you're not answering my calls. I'd be angry.
Mm. What do you think about the cops? Like, do you think that they handle those situations correctly?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like it seems like they were really trying to help, and it turned out to be something horrible. But at the same time, like I said, I've known people, like personally, that I've been in situations, never seen this kind of treatment. Like, it's surprising. They were really trying to figure out a way to not arrest Gabby from what the information that they had. I mean, it's eerie hearing the second body cam. It's eerie to see they were even talking about, what if the person turns up dead, and that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
But I also feel, I really do feel like, I don't know that this would have changed things, the outcome, if she was arrested. Maybe, but I just, these types of situations, because I've been in them, you really keep going back and back and back until you really, everybody could be telling you, your whole family could be telling you, and you just keep going back until finally within you, it's the time where you're just finally had it, you're done, or something horrible happens. So, but we're 5 minutes. We're 5 minutes, man. But thank you so much for the call, dude. I appreciate it, man.
You too, man.
All right, thanks.
All right, sounds good. Bye.
Bye. I think I did most of the talking. 941, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hey, welcome.
Hey.
Hi, how's it going?
What I want to know.
Yeah? Hello? I think we lost the person. 941.
Hello?
Yes. Hey.
Hey. Mel?
Yes. You said you want to know?
I want to know, when was the first day that the reporters was at the Laundrie's house?
This is like trivia night. I'll have to look in the timeline and see. I'm looking right now.
Because I was looking at your videos. I was replaying your videos and rewatching the videos, and I was like, what day was it that the reporters was staked out at the house? Because how could they let him go away?
Well, she wasn't reported missing until the 11th of September.
I know.
I'm trying to see exactly when they would have been out there. I'm not exactly sure of that information.
That is crazy. I said, because I was thinking, how did the staked out reporters let him drive his Mustang out of the house? How did they leave? How did he leave that house with no one watching?
I think. Go ahead.
Wasn't the reporters there on the 14th?
Who was there?
Wasn't the reporters there on the 14th?
Yeah. CNBC footage reports.
Wasn't there Brian Enton and all the reporters staked out at his house?
I don't think he ever came back from the camping trip, just in my opinion. I don't know anybody that said they seen him after he went on that camping trip.
But what I'm saying is, Mel, listen. What I'm saying is, people were staked out that house on the 14th. How did he drive that Mustang and the Mustang comes back?
Well, there's the whole situation of his parents reported him missing. Let me go down the list now.
On the 17th, the parents reported him missing on the 17th. but the car was gone from the house. And this
Okay.
is what my question is to you is, when did the Mustang leave? Because there was reporters staked out in his house from the 13th to 14th to 15th to 16th to 17th. There was
Okay.
reporters out
I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you right
because
now.
I was trying to look at your videos to see
Mhm.
when did he leave? When was the Mustang gone? And I looked on Google, I looked on everything I could look on to say, why is the Mustang gone? And then it came back and nobody said nothing about that.
Okay. So 9/13, first official statement from Laundrie family. Also, the last time a lawyer claimed to have spoken to Brian Laundrie. 9/14, supposed last day Laundrie parents saw their son. They state he told them he was going on a hike in the Carlton Reserve without his wallet or cell phone. That's when the Mustang, I guess, went to the Carlton Reserve. Let's see here. 9/14, CNBC footage reports a Northport police officer stating, "We have seen him, but have not spoken to him." And I don't know where, regarding BL. 9/14, police left a notice on Laundrie Mustang, which his family found Wednesday parked near the Carlton Reserve in Sarasota, according to attorney Stephen Bertolino. The note.
Yeah,
Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. The note had asked for the car to be removed, because you guys are coming with all these timeline questions. The family left the Mustang there overnight, hoping he'd return to it. This is the crazy. We've spoken about this multiple times. A lot of people don't buy this whole situation. So 9/15, the family left the Mustang there overnight, hoping he'd return to it. Brian Enton Twitter footage proves these dates. And Brian Enton we did cover this, because Brian Enton on his Twitter, he shows the vehicle that was actually gone, and then the vehicle was brought back. 9/15, Brian is named person of interest. 9/16, last day MPPD claimed they knew exactly where BL was. 9/16, sister breaks silence. 9/17, Brian Laundrie is officially reported missing by his parents. BL left without phone or wallet. And the vehicle, when it came, let's see, not exactly sure, but yeah, there's a whole. I posted the link in the thing too. There's a whole timeline about that.
I understand that, but
And we're past 3 minutes. We're 5 minutes, 6 minutes. What else did you want to know?
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just saying that the reporters were staked out there,
right,
and they let that Mustang leave and come back.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how they don't have footage or video of him. I really don't know. I remember seeing that one picture somebody.
Who took the Mustang out?
Right.
Because they said he took the Mustang to MOAB Environmental Park, but he didn't bring it back. They brought it back.
Well, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. I've had to pull up my my dates on the side. 941, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Okay, my whole take on this. First of all, I was going to go into something very in depth for that low life who called from Long Island, saying let's talk about his family. I feel so bad if he has kids, but before I start on that low life, I wanted to say that I don't think for a second that he's on the run outside, because his uncle is a boat broker, like a yacht. I don't know if he owns that Joseph Laundrie in Florida.
Yeah, I heard
and
of
he
that.
has an uncle or a cousin who's a cop in New York, because I'm from New York. And I'm just like, there's no way this kid, this low life, is outside in the woods somewhere. He's out hiding, just listening to this probably, just being like amused and aware. I don't know what's going into this sick man's mind. And his mother, first of all, there was a lady a few days ago who called the cops on her son. God bless that woman. He killed his girlfriend. She called the cops on her son. there's a time, like you said, there's a line that you cross.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about his mother, you feel bad for the parents, of course. They gave birth to a monster. What you do?
Mm.
Oh, maybe if he said to her, it was an accident, and she could be like, okay, sweetheart, it was an accident, things happen. We're going to get you an attorney, and the only thing you did wrong right now is not saying that she's dead. But no, he can't say that because he brutally killed her. It's going to come out because that's why he's running. He's like, there's no way I killed her. So whatever he did to her, obviously he's running. His mother and his father gave him a phone. He's somewhere in a nice, warm, whatever, and he's looking at all of this news. There's no way he's outside. There's no way. His uncle has the boat. I swear to God, it's going to come out. And why is this guy dog saying where he's at? Let's just hypothetically say he's outside. Why would you tell him where you're looking for him? Of course he has a phone. Who believes these parents? The parents said to the cops, he left on Tuesday and I reported him and we went and collected the car on Thursday. That was a lie because one of the newscasts said the car was here Wednesday morning. So they lied to the FBI. I want his parents to go to jail too.
I could find. I'm gonna try to find that video too, where Brian Enton.
Yeah,
he shows the vehicle gone and then coming back.
Yes, this is why I love you. I hope you have I don't know why you don't have 1 million subscribers. I really don't.
Yeah, you know what? Today
No,
I just did a lot, and yesterday was a lot, and then I spoke to the father today, that whole other situation. So I wasn't expecting tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna find that clip so we can show the people. I thought it was Brian's parents that brought the vehicle back to the house. I thought, no?
Yeah, it was his parents. Let me just tell you. The neighbors said they went on a trip and they came back. I don't know what we know or what we don't know, but what I do know is that he killed a girl. I could kill, if you say, let's think about the parents. Okay, Mom, I killed someone. Oh my God. Okay, well, where is she? We can't tell because, my baby boy's going to go to jail. I'm the kind of person, listen, I'm Albanian. We don't wait for police. If I went missing and my dad would not call the cops, he would go there with my uncles and my cousins in a tribe. And if he saw him there and not his daughter, it would be a whole different situation.
Oh, thank you.
Someone killed them. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. And it's confusing. And I don't know how they need to start to try to put charges on the mom and the dad. So maybe wherever he is, he's like, listen, I'd rather come forward instead of my parents going through this. Maybe that's what would give him a conscience. Because he has no conscience. He killed his girlfriend. So if he saw that his mom and dad are going to jail, he would come out. Don't you think?
I don't know. I don't think he seems to feel whatever towards his parents, because all this stuff that's going on with his parents right now and all the scenes that are going outside that, I'm thinking he doesn't even feel anything about that. We just saw the fight this morning, and we also heard about all the 911 calls that have been made. People are really upset at the family, and so his situation has put them in danger, and I guess he don't feel anything about that. And we still don't know what happened.
Saying, baby, don't go.
Right, but thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it.
I love you. God bless you.
I love you
Keep on
too.
doing
Thank
what
you.
you're doing.
All
Bye-bye.
right, bye. I suspended the call so we can take the rest of these people to clear it up because people have been holding for a while. 805, how you doing? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from California.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, I found you because of this case, and now I'm addicted. So thank you.
Thanks, no problem.
I have a unique perspective because I'm a jail nurse.
A jail nurse. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So watching the first tape, if I was to tell what I honestly thought, I would probably be persecuted in your chat. But with that being said, since the police officers had physical injuries on Brian, she would have been taken in. Once being taken into custody, we do a full assessment. And when we hit the charges, then that is an automatic assignment for a mental health professional to sit down and have a consult with her to see where she's at. That's in the state of California. And that I kept hearing from the officers who really don't like to come to jail, keep making the same comments, 110 pounds, and her age, was, for me, kind of like, that's your job. We have certain laws, and they are basically tailored because of the O.J. Simpson case, which is why they were created. It may not have impacted the eventual death. It would have definitely put at least an immediate stop, and I hopefully would have given her an opportunity to get some help. So if it was one of the codependencies or abusive relationships, or because the two of them sound really immature, and I doubt that this is the first time that they have been seen having altercations and even interacting with the law, because of the terms that she used. She was trying to distract him by hitting him while he was driving. That's kind of dangerous. So yeah, it just seems like two immature people, and I cannot believe that he is 23. He does not look 23 at all, or 22, or however.
He looks older to me too, but
yeah. But you do great work, and
thank you so
I will
much for the
continue
call.
watching.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right, so with the Mustang thing, I wasn't expecting that, and I haven't really thought about it too much in a while. But so Gabby was reported missing September 11th. September 14th, Brian's lawyer, Stephen Bertolino, released a statement saying, "This is an extremely difficult time for both Petito family and Laudrie family. I understand that a search has been organized on behalf of the Laundrie family." On the 14th, the last day that Brian's parents saw him. On the 17th, Brian's parents tell that they have not seen their son in days. This timeline's not too incomplete. Over here, a lot of people are asking about the Mustang in Brian Laundrie's driveway. Police took something out of it Friday. We got into town Tuesday and the Mustang was not there. This is video from 7 p.m. Tuesday when Dad was leaving, no Mustang. So Tuesday, September 19th. This is the video from later Tuesday night. No Mustang. We left for the night shortly after this. And this video from Wednesday, the Mustang is now in the driveway. So, I don't know. It's bizarre. Let me take the next couple callers. 309, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, from Peoria, Illinois. How you doing?
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, man. I just want to say I think a lot of people are judging the parents, man, and it's like we don't know what happened. We don't know what's going. Nobody even said he did anything yet, and we're so quick to judge. Could you imagine if it was your parents? I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. We're already prejudging them. We don't know if they're lying. We don't know what they did. We don't know nothing. If we knew, the man would be in jail already. We don't know nothing yet. So why is everybody prejudging the parents? I feel so. I'm not saying that they're not doing wrong, but until we know, I think we should not be prosecuting these people already. It doesn't even make any sense. It's like why would you guys do that? I mean, why do people do that? These people are in front of their house yelling. Now I saw a video yesterday, and they got the other neighbor. They done made the other neighbor so mad.
The other neighbor got pissed off.
And I'm just like, we should have a lot more respect for each other. And I can't call his parents no liars, because I don't know nothing. I don't know anything. I don't know what happened. So how is that? How can I sit and call them a liar when I don't know if they lied or not? It doesn't make any sense. I think we all need to sit back and let's find Brian and get some answers, and then we can go from there. Then maybe we can, but for right now, I just don't think it's cool, man.
We may
That's
never
all
get
I have to
answers
say.
from Brian. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we might not.
Yeah.
Yep. Have
All
a
right,
good one.
thanks. Bye. I think the reason people are angry is just the whole story, this guy coming back with the vehicle and not her, and just the crazy turn of events, the roller coaster that this whole thing has been, the circus that it's kind of turned into. But they just have him on that card or credit card fraud charge, and that's it. And I really wonder what's going on with the autopsy results, if they're going to release it, and if so, when. Are they even going to find this guy? 605, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, I'm well, thanks. I'm calling from South Dakota.
Hey. Welcome.
Hey, just wanted to thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything you're doing. Thanks for trying to suss out all the information. I know a lot of these calls are just way out of left field. So thank you for bringing us back to earth.
No
on
problem.
this case.
Any thoughts on
So
that?
I'm calling because.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say any thoughts on the body cam, but go ahead with what you were gonna say.
Right. Yeah. I think it's really hard for people to understand psychological or codependent abusive relationships if they haven't seen it, witnessed it, or been in one. So I just wanted to share that I'm a survivor, and I really resonate with Gabby because I have been in her shoes, and it's wild because I'm not the only one. Despite anybody's gender, a lot of people have been in their shoes and have got out. And same thing, we had a lot of repeat experiences, and I never wanted to call the cops. So one time, he almost did kill me. So I did call the cops, and I remember being in that cop car and trying to take blame and trying to be well, no, it's because, I wasn't talking to him the right way, and please don't press charges. And it's so wild looking back, I was young. And they took him to jail, and I was like, please don't take him to jail. It's my fault, and trying to come up with a way, because when you're really trapped in an abusive relationship, you really don't see it. So that one day that we were separated and he was physically in jail and had no way to contact me actually made the world of a difference.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted to share. But
thank you for
thanks
sharing
again
that.
for
It's a good
everything. I
point
really
too.
appreciate it.
Thank you too. Thank you for the call.
Yeah. Take care.
All right. Bye.
All right. See ya.
Okay, 575. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Yeah, hello?
Hey, welcome.
Hello? Hello,
Hey.
thank you. I'm calling from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thank you.
Welcome. What's your thoughts? What's on your mind?
Thank you. So it's an interesting perspective for me because I'm a behavioral health nurse. So I've been kind of looking at it from an outside perspective this whole time and trying to be objective. But as a behavioral health nurse, I see this all the time.
You kind of
So-
can you come back to the phone? It sounded like you muffled out.
Oh. Let me just get rid of my headphones. Can you hear me better now?
Oh, yeah, a lot better. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a mental health nurse. I've been a behavioral health nurse for about 6 years, and it's hard because we see these signs of abuse, and we can't really do anything but report what we see. But when I followed this case with Gabby and Brian, it's like, we see the cues, but we can't really do anything, because if you watch the video with the police, if you see the manipulation with Brian, and we see that Gabby is afraid, it's really hard to do anything. As behavioral health nurses, all we can do is report clear signs of abuse.
Okay. I mean, it's a tough situation. It is a tough situation. You know?
So as a nurse in a behavioral health situation, all we can do is report anything that we see as definite signs of abuse. But the video with Brian and Gabby is like, well, there could be some manipulation with the cops. There could be some misunderstanding and all that we can't do anything about that because it's indefinite and there's no definite sign of like, oh, well, he abused her, she slapped him. She may have slapped him. Sure, she may have slapped him in defense, but Brian, as we've seen this in a sociopathic kind of personality disorder patients, which I've had a lot, and he fits the profile into like antisocial personality disorder, and he kind of had like the smiling relief when the cops told him like, oh, you're the victim. And when I saw him smile and like feel relieved when they said you're the victim, it was kind of cringing. So I've seen this so many times and it's really heart-wrenching, but there's not much we can do but like go off of facts. And it's horrible because when you see Gabby be so distraught that you don't really know what else to do, but she was defending him, and he even asked, can I go to jail? That was kind of the cue. Can I go to jail? Can I go to jail?
Right.
So so me being in behavioral health, I've seen this so many times where people come in and they come in as the victim of domestic violence, and the abuser like comes in and the victim just defends the abuser. So
Well, thank you. I appreciate the call and sharing your experience.
yeah, no problem.
Thank you. All right, take care.
Thanks.
Bye. Okay, run these last couple calls. 972, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, calling from Texas.
Hey, thanks for holding.
A couple of things. Oh, yeah, no problem. A couple of things I wanted to say really quick. When Brian in the police video was saying he didn't have his phone, he was saying that he didn't have his phone earlier when that fight was taking place. Like he was recounting an earlier experience. So to everyone saying, he said he didn't have a phone. No. And this body cam video, I was able to hear it better, and you can totally hear it. Also, sorry, because the credit card charges, or like the whole thing that was charged against Brian for the misuse of it, that was because her, where they think that when she was deceased was before the credit cards were used, which I believe the credit cards were like on the 30th. Well, same with that one text message about no service in Yosemite. So we can conclude that was also Brian, probably, since she was obviously dead by then.
Yeah, I think maybe the 27th. I mean, it's just speculation, but I think the 27th, a lot of people were kind of thinking that might have been the day after the restaurant situation.
Yeah, so that message about Yosemite, that was after.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that was obviously wasn't her. The last thing, a couple of callers I've been holding, so I've been able to hear these callers. Okay, the lady that was freaking out about the Mustang, it's probably doesn't make sense because it didn't happen. I'm just going to say it. And I really appreciate you being so generous to some of the callers, but you gotta call them and say, hey, don't bring up any wheels off theories up.
I hear that too, but you know what it is? I get a lot of emails every day, and I get a lot of like DMs too, and there's some people out there that really do feel, and I know it's kind of sometimes maybe seems wacky or whatever, but I want to let people too kind of, if I have to cut them, we'll keep it to 3 minutes or whatever, but I want to kind of let people express themselves too. I don't believe like some sort of like Illuminati thing or whatever, But it is
No.
super bizarre. Like, you'd think this guy almost has training or something, but I guess he's just good at hiding. I don't know.
It's crazy, but also, I'm just gonna put it out there. I believe he's alive. For sure, he's alive.
You think so? Yeah.
So, yep.
What do
Anyway,
you think
thank you
about
so much.
Dog the Bounty Hunter, real quick?
I mean, that would be so awesome if
Right.
he caught him. That would probably just really put the cherry on top of this whole thing. I hope he can. I mean, why not? You know,
Right.
that could be a pretty good comeback for him. And if he doesn't, and this is a publicity stunt for him, that would just be really stupid on his part. Just, you know, it would really make him look horrible. So,
All
but
right.
yeah, it would be
Thank
pretty
you.
great. Yeah, no problem. Bye.
Appreciate the call. Bye. Yeah, the thing too, man, it's like, because I see sometimes like in the chat too. Right now, things are kind of, there's a lot of people. It's a little harder to manage, but just because somebody feels differently. I mean, if it's cockamamie crazy or they start like disrespectful, F you, whatever, or if this person should die. But there is people out there with like, I don't know, different perspectives, so I like to try to maybe hear them out for a bit. 513, how you doing? Where you calling from? Thank you for holding.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you taking the call. I know you're probably done. But like everybody else, I like to take a different perspective and look at it from all angles and not judge everybody from what they feel, might be it or not it. But I just want to say a few things. You can cut me at 3 if you need to. I raised 5 kids on my own, full custody. They were physically and sexually abused. And I loved them, would do anything for them. But if one of my children, by any means, an accident or on purpose, did something like that, by all means, I would not elude the police and help cover it up.
Right.
Which is why I think, everybody thinks, everybody says the same thing. It seems to be something bigger going on. I think we can all agree there's something definitely bigger. This thing has been weird from the beginning. All the different aspects to it, which is why a lot of people say, why is this getting so much attention? Well, that is why, because there's so many different aspects to this.
There is, right.
And with the parents, from the beginning, to me, it just feels very odd, with as much precision and perfection that they did with making alibis and covering for him. That just seems way too perfect. Like they've had some other experience with this.
That's what it feels like that too.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too perfect. And with that said, I think there's something definitely bigger going on. And a lot of people were on the fence with, well, maybe it was an accident. He's running. Why is he running then if he's guilty? And if it is an accident, so many things are looked at as, with the police pulling him over, anything that may have happened in their history that would make him look guilty. He goes to his parents, and they try to cover it up like, yeah, you're definitely going down for this. You definitely look guilty. Well, accident or not, you can tell he's not very mature. I know one of your other callers was talking about the maturity level of things. They were young, or they are young, even though he looks older.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely tell he's very immature. He very, very immature to me, which means, in his immaturity, he could be abusive in many other ways, mentally, physically, whether it's physical or not. You can definitely tell that there's some type of manipulative abuse going on, that if it was an accident, she still died at his hands, whether it was an accident or not. And that's all I got.
Okay. Thank you so much for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate the
taking me.
perspective too. Thanks, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he brought up an interesting call. I think it's good to hear. I don't want to talk too much yet. I have 2 calls left. I want to kind of get to them, but it's interesting even with the other caller, like talking about Brian's parents, it's good to hear that stuff because people can kind of talk and go back and forth, have a conversation. And while like he tried to put me in the position, and you can never really be, you can just imagine, but just me as a normal, sane person, if I do something that's wrong, I'm not going to be running. I mean, we don't know fully what happened, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be advocating for somebody to run if it was even my own child, because I wouldn't do that. I just own up to it, or at least not go on the run, get a lawyer. I mean, lawyering up is the thing you're supposed to do. But now he's gone. 941, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Mel, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, welcome. Who's this?
This is my name's Red. I'm from New York. I live in Northport. Man, I don't even know where to start. First, I want to say thank you. Northport.
Oh, Northport. Cool. Thanks for calling, man.
Yes, sir. No problem. I want to say thank you to you and your viewers for supporting you, and thank you for covering the story. You're an awesome guy. Thank you for everything. First, let's start there's a lot of lies here. I was doing a lot of research last night, and Gabby and Brian stated that they didn't do any alcohol or drugs.
Right.
Now, if you go through her TikTok, you'll see a bunch of stuff that I didn't even know about, and I've been following this since the beginning. There's a picture of her smoking a blunt, holding up a blunt. There's her and Brian popping a champagne bottle. So there's so much lies here. Yeah, yep. So, and I don't even know where to start. But I will say that this is just a whole I don't mean to curse, shit show.
Oops,
and hearing it's really affecting our community here in Northport and Port Charlotte.
Yeah, what is it like over there now? I mean, how are you guys?
Hectic. It's hectic. I'm at probably a quarter mile away from them, and I'm hearing stuff throughout the night, all day, sirens. I mean, it's never been like this before. This case has blew Northport up to the point where I know Uber Eats people, one of the Dunkin' Donuts people that showed up. I know them, and they're scared to go to the house. So I just wanted to say that this is really impacting Northport, and we want justice for Gabby, and we want what's best for the family, and it's because of people like you that this is blown open, and we could finally, hopefully, get some justice. And
thanks, man.
Man, no problem. That's all I really wanted to say. I've waited this long to tell you I appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
Your
Thank
time.
you for the call. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Stay safe.
Anytime, brother. Yeah, I definitely will. And if you ever need an insider in Northport, you could. I don't know how you'll see me on here. My name's Big Red.
Big
So
Red.
if you ever need anyone from Northport, you let me know, buddy.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No, you enjoy your night. Thank you for taking your time, brother.
Thanks, man.
Talk to you later, buddy. Bye-bye.
You too. It's kind of interesting to hear that as well. Just kind of curious, what it's like out there. Obviously it's about Gabby, but you see things are getting tense, crazy. Let me take this caller, 435. How you doing? Where you calling
Hello,
from?
man.
Hey.
I'm calling you from MOAB, Utah. How's it going tonight?
Good. Moab, Utah. Wow.
Yep. And the word on the street in Moab today was one of those officers got fired today. Under the assumption that it's the guy that we got the body cam released from today, and it was not the guy that made the initial stop, Robbins, but it was the guy with the red beard, bald head. He got canned today. That's not to be confused with Police Chief Brett Edge, who went on administrative leave or sick leave last week or week before last when all this stuff surfaced. So, yeah, we have two police officers not working with the police department right now because of this whole thing. And after watching the video, I'd been wanting to see the second body cam all along, or our national park officers' body cams because I knew there was a whole lot more to the story. And bro, it's Stockholm syndrome to a T. Like, what really, really hurts me here that nobody's said anything really about what was, where were the questions to Gabby? Where was the asking her and interrogating her about what happened, why they were called to this scene, why they were called to pull the vehicle over? We never got into that, really. We talked back to one of the people that called in on 911, but there just wasn't a clear picture of that. And that's so sad, because when I watch Gabby, she's so upset that she really can't even talk, let alone express what just happened in a vehicle with somebody that she's scared of. And the dude's a creep. She was terrified of the guy, and she didn't want to leave him because she didn't want this to get elevated and escalated and then be back with him and then have exactly what the cop said happen. That's like literally one of the most creepy things I've ever heard. He just spelled out exactly what happened to her. So, yep, that's where we're at with the Pulse on Moab tonight, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I see that MOAB police chief granted leave as investigation into Petito laundry stop looms. I'm sure there's more information too. I've seen, and I know there is an independent investigation going on as well that I read somewhere. So interesting,
but
man.
You should be.
Thank you.
Check the KSL news up in Utah. Check it and see if it says something about an officer being fired today. The other thing is, the other rumor I heard on the street in Moab today was that they never went to the police department the day after this and filed to have the protective order or restraining order or whatever it was removed. So there should have been footage of that. If they went to the police department, they had to go inside there. There should have been a camera there that we could see some more of their demeanor. But from my knowledge was they didn't go back and drop that. So again, that's just rumor. But like I said, Moab's so small that it's about 99% true.
Well, thank you. And I spoke to somebody too about something about there's some issues with the police over there, or one of them or something. I don't want to say too much. I think I got to leave that out, but something about one of the police out there. But yeah, man, thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to straighten up another thing too. A lot of people have been going between the Kylan and Crystal thing and then this. Here, that's two totally separate entities. The Kylan and Crystal thing is Grand County Sheriff's Department. That was out. That's not in the city of Moab. That doesn't have anything to do with this call with Gabby and Brian. That is the city of Moab. Two totally separate things. City of Moab didn't have really anything to do with the Crystal Kylan thing. So
it's because where they were
all right,
found.
man. Thanks. Exactly. Crystal and Kylan, they were found up on the edge of the mountain about probably 25 miles out of town. So it was on Bureau of Land Management land, and it was bordering national forests. So yeah, completely separate from Moab stuff. But yeah, nonetheless, Moab is they're so involved in this, it's unreal because they housed Brian for a night, and I really would like to know what happened the next day. What was the follow-up on that?
There's a gap.
Did they leave here? Yeah, did they leave here with still having a protective order? I don't even know what it was exactly that they filed on them, but they had to release it the next day. And if they didn't release it, you would think that there would be some type of a follow-up. And then my biggest question always has been, what did Gabby report to her mom about this? Like, had they been thrown in jail, they would have had to been reports. Would it have made things better? No way. I mean, maybe if mom would have said, get the holy heck out of there. Yeah, it'd have made it better. But to go on a trip after that, you saw what happened. I mean, It's not going to get any better. Like Gabby's dad said, if you're in an abusive relationship,
just get out.
You're hitting each other. Get out. Like once you hit, there's no going back. It's over. Just, either put on the gloves and go all 12 rounds or get out. It's just terrible. Anyway, thanks for doing your show,
Thanks, man.
I'm sure
Appreciate
I'm over
it.
my 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Hope I
it's
had
all right.
something to
You're the
add.
last caller. Thank you, man. Yeah, thank you for the insight, especially out there in MOAB, and for the jurisdiction thing as well. Because of where they were found. Appreciate that.
Yep. Hope I could offer some clarification. Have a good night,
Thank
man.
you. You too. Bye. Okay. Wow. I was not expecting to come on tonight. This was completely. I actually should have been editing the video right now. I'm gonna read the super chats, give some final thoughts, man. I appreciate you guys. It's almost 12 a.m. Yo, what happened to tonight? We've been here almost 3 hours. Bro, I'm gonna have to get some caffeine, get something to eat. I'm determined to do this video tonight. Let me go through the super chats. Holy moly. I don't have my daughter tonight, so that's why I can actually, it's a little easier to do this. So I don't have to. But okay, let's see where we left off out here. Oh, got to close that up. Close that up. Okay, we left off here. Maria Davis, thank you for the super chat. While physical evidence, we did read that. We did read that. Ellie, thank you for the super chat. We did read all that. Did read that. Rita, thank you for the super chat. Did read that too. Casual observer, racism gone wrong. Should have arrested. That's just their opinion. Rita, thank you so much for the super chat. Gracias. Emily, sorry for the stupid question. I can't bring myself to watch the videos too close to home for me. So thank you for doing a commentary without the video. Thanks. If you want to watch the video, we did it earlier in the stream. I didn't even realize we were 3 hours in. But yeah, and thank you everybody for the calls. That lady threw me off with the Mustang. That was a good question. She kept pushing it. My mind is so past that, but it is interesting. But I really thought they said supposedly that the parents had brought it back to the house, which was just weird. And then we know the police towed the Mustang from the house, and then the parents got the Mustang back from police. Let's see here. Thank you, Ashley. Miss Rashu, thank you. Get job. I don't know what that means. Thank you. Debbie, there's a lawyer on Megyn Kelly who said he'd buy his son a ticket to Venezuela. Dr. Latina, this call is correct. How did Brian leave in his Mustang to go hiking with the police? I mean, not police, sorry, the media. I don't know when they got out there. I might look into it. I'm not going to overthink it now, but I'll make a note and we can touch up on this, or somebody that knows it. Emily, thank you for the super chat. Egypt Mania, how did he really get home? Everybody's wondering. I guess we're going to have to look into that then if everybody's wondering. Tracy, thank you for the super chat. Laura Lee, thank you. Candy, this is scary. I guess people don't believe that men can be victims too. Ooh, her dad said that she knew how to use tears. I'm waiting for details. Unfortunately, in defense, men do more damage. Thank you for the super chat. Jens, congrats. You did it. Been here since the beginning. Thank you, Jens. 303, the cop isn't a doctor and has room to diagnose her anxiety. It has no room to diagnose her anxiety. They should question Brian more to find out why she was so upset. Call witness 2. And that's the thing with the whole situation. I see people saying that there should be some sort of like psychologist. I always wonder how would that work out. I know that's the thing that they've said about police for these kinds of situations or other situations where somebody has a gun or a knife. And then the other thing you wonder about that, are these psychologists being paid enough or therapists or some sort of social worker? Are they going to be going out to these scenes? I mean, domestic situation is fine, but even sometimes that's dangerous too. And are they just going to be on call with police? You know? Or should police have some sort of procedure, which they do, I guess. Grandma Green, we do know the parents would not take calls from Gabby's parents. So sad. We do know, yeah. I believe that was a Dr. Phil episode that I saw with Gabby's father. He said that. Deb, I heard today that it may have taken the Laundries 3 to 4 days to actually make a missing persons report. Yeah, I covered that earlier in the timeline. Dodge, thank you for the super chat. Yesenia, I feel for Gabby. I feel like she believed not only her relationship with Brian will end, but also her van life and maybe her hobby as a blogger. Rachel, I think GP didn't want to leave him because BL was threatening to kill the girls at the diner. G wanted to stop him. IMO. Dodge, does she make it to the court date or is she missing by then? Well, they said in the video that it wasn't like an actual physical appearance. They said that it's like some online thing. Whether she made it to actually made it to the online thing or not, I don't know. Juvian, I hope Brian is caught, but y'all need to remember Dog Bounty Hunter was convicted of first-degree murder over 1976. Interesting. That's what Juvian says. I haven't looked into that. Terry Zaleski, I know he was locked up though. Somebody did tell me that he had like a rough past and he turned around and made something of his life, I guess. Still confused. Were there two phones purchased? One on 9/4 and another day he disappeared? Let me just pull it up real quick. When we did the live stream this morning, TMZ, I think they had the wrong information. It seems it was kind of confusing. The information that I see everywhere, okay, besides TMZ, this is what Brian posted. New text from Laundrie family attorney Steven Bertolino. I can confirm that a phone was purchased on September 4th and Brian opened an account with AT&T for that phone, not burner. That's what the attorney is claiming. Brian left that phone at home the day he went for a hike in the preserve on September 14th. Okay. And the FBI now has that phone. So people were asking, well, did he have other phones? That's a good question. I don't know. And now we were talking about the body cam. The one article stated it was two phones. I'm going to have to go back and look at that video as well. And yeah, it wouldn't make sense. Why would you go to AT&T for a burner phone, right? But what was the point in opening a new account September 4th just to leave it back at home? It's just weird, bizarre. Doesn't make too much sense. There's also the big gap that we've talked about several times. I mean, my friends told me about it. People have messaged me about it. This weird, right after this August 12th incident, let me see, from like the 13th to like the 17th, which the 17th, supposedly Brian takes a flight to Florida. We haven't seen actual proof of it, but that's what we hear, and moves the stuff into storage. What happened all those days in between from the incident? Like, there's a huge gap. Several days, almost a week, I think. Let's see what else we got here. Kathy Dove, when have the cops acted like this with blacks? Kathy Dove, cops are trying to cover up domestic violence. Thank you for the super chat. Tiki, thank you. Sita, same sandals in the video that dog found. Look, I don't know, man. We covered that earlier today. And like I've said many times, you'd be surprised all the trash that you find when you go out into the woods, into any area, especially with water, the stuff that washes up. If you guys, I don't know if maybe some of you missed it, but in the earlier live stream, Brian Enten interviewed Dog, and Dog was saying they ran into a person out there, and it wasn't Brian. It had nothing to do with the case. So there is people out there. I don't think it's like a heavily trafficked type of thing because it's an island, but all these people have boats. People make makeshift boats. I swear I've seen like homemade boats on some of my trips. So like the monster can I was talking, I think what he did bringing attention is great because one, like I mentioned earlier, and we saw this in the stream earlier, the FBI just got the footage, I think it was Tuesday that they said, from the De Soto Park. And people were saying the FBI knew this the entire time. It's clear, it's clear, it's clear. Well, if they knew it the entire time, why did they just get that video Tuesday? We also had the family that spoke up. That was on. They believe they captured Brian. They camped right next to where Brian's family was camping, and that video came forward. We also have the Reddit post where this post that went viral, but this person was like, "Listen, my parents were there. They sent all the video to FBI, whatever. They're not going to be speaking in public." And I'm not surprised that there's some people that don't want to speak up because they're afraid the mob is going to get their ass. So I'm sure there's lots of bits and pieces too that we don't know about that people just and hopefully it got to the FBI. You know, they reported their thing. But you can't, trust me, you can't. When you go out to these places, you don't know how many shoes, how many sandals. I've seen baby toys in the woods and stuff. Places you don't think anybody would be. The only thing I would say is that the can looked fresh, but even in the video from earlier, they were saying there's people, I think, like on kayaks, like, you know, around the island and stuff. So it's not that crazy to find trash, you know. So I don't know particularly. I saw the picture they posted with the sandals. I know what you're talking about. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But we need more than that. Need more than that. Let's check out this. Maybe we can check this out as well. Let me finish off the super chats. Candy girl, there wasn't a protective order. They let him go. Right. I thought they did something lesser. I know they had to separate for the day. I think I know he was sent to the Bowen motel, and I guess she was left at the car. I mean, what did she do from there? If she was afraid to be alone, what did they do? What did she do after that incident happened? Jessica, thank you for the super chat. Hefner, love your channel, all that you do. Thank you. Rita, thank you for the super chat. Bradley, big search, 10 plus helicopters over Enterprise, Alabama. Where's that at? The Dre Effect, go make some coffee and get the edit mode. I know. That's why I closed the stop the calls. Mud Boots, thank you for the super chat. Marcella's, thank you. Mashru to you. Sorry, good job. My apologies. No problem. I don't know. Let's see. You're good. You're good. No worries. And thank you. Rachel, at the minimum, there should have been a female officer. There was a woman there at some point. Kayla, I work with crisis intervention team. It's hard to say. We struggle. We can't force anyone to get help. All we can do is respond. Yeah, I agree. You know, even sometimes with somebody that's going through mental health, you know, a mental health issue, and it's in your family, or maybe it's somebody you're with, and you're trying to help, you even go with them, or you'll even help them look up recommendations. Here, you can go to this person to talk to, this psychologist, this psychiatrist, this therapist, or even somebody that's on like has a substance issue. I mean, you can't, like, what are you going to do? Hold somebody, especially once they're an adult, like enforce them, you know? The only thing you can do is try to be supportive and advise them. And you know, sometimes they don't want to hear it. Statmo, you'll check the new vid posted yesterday on his YouTube channel. I don't know the authenticity of it, but Morse code with dude in the dark. I don't know what that is, but thank you. Jose, you think he left the country, maybe Cuba? I don't know. You see, the thing is, a lot of people ask me, like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And the thing is, all day long, I hear theories, like all day long. And sometimes I try to be a little careful at what I say, you know, even with the callers, sometimes you got to be a little careful what they say. They're stating things as absolutes, like legally. I've had cease and desist in the past. Like, I've had information that I shouldn't have had. Like, you know, it could be problematic for me too. So let me show you this clip here. It's only 40 seconds. Oh, that was kind of loud. This is Brian Enton. He spoke with former agent Jennifer Coffin-Daffer. I think we saw her before as well.
Week when I talked to you, you said you thought Brian Laundrie was alive. Today, do you still think Brian Laundrie's alive?
Yes, I still think he is alive. I think he's alive because I don't think someone with his personality and with everything they have done to date that they would do for somebody who is not alive. Let me give you some examples. First of all, as I mentioned, they have retained an attorney to get them through this process. Number two, I don't see the Laundries out frantically looking for their son. Obviously, they know the Bureau is looking. They are doing nothing, and their whole demeanor is not the demeanor of frantic parents concerned that their son is dead somewhere.
That's true. It's a really good point. This is Dog the Hunter's Dog the Bounty Hunter. Can't even talk anymore. 7 hours ago. Update. Yesterday was a good day. Today we will process evidence and intelligence, sharing all such with law enforcement. The hunt continues. We spoke about this earlier too, but this was police were called to the Laundrie house 2 times the day before Gabby Petito was reported missing. Police redacted the narratives, said problem settled. Which I believe this could be the whole thing where Gabby's father, it was reported that he went there the day before she was reported missing. This could have to do with that possibly, but there's a lot of redactions. Apparently not the address. Like everybody knows the address now, I guess, right? Yeah, but it doesn't benefit me to go crazy and start, oh, this person did this person did that, this person. It actually jeopardizes. It puts me in a predicament. Like it could put me in a situation. So it doesn't benefit me to go crazy and start coming up with all kinds of crazy shit. But I like to hear what people have to say. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear what people have to say. I mean, I get people want to, I guess, know what I think. And there's some conversations that I have on the phone that would be differently online. You know, I mean, just like with your personal conversations with friends and stuff like that. You know? Let me see here. But yeah, I don't want to give these people rope to hang me with, you know? Especially with that last story. I mean, the cease and desist I got on that, I didn't comply. I never, I mean, one day I might have to, but I haven't complied with any of them. Katie, I think maybe he got rid of his old phone, got a new phone on the 4th, and when he realized ish was getting real, got a burner on the 14th and dipped. Yeah, the 14th is the day, I don't even want to say anymore. I think that was the day he went missing, or the parents last saw him, supposedly. 14th, or maybe it was before that, because he was reported missing, the parents after. Around the being, thank you, Bradley, around the being of the AT trails. Around the being of AT trails. Richard, the female officer was a park ranger. She was telling Gabby that the relationship was toxic. That is true. Thanks, Richard. H505V, thanks for keeping me up to date with this case. No problem. Appreciate it. Kat, please search reactive abuse. Not many people know about this, but watching the police cam makes it feel that could have been happening. Just a thought. Thank you. Reactive abuse. MW, the cops didn't understand Brian was blocking Gabby from her home and property. That is illegal and was justified fighting to get into the van. Yeah, that whole thing where she was fighting to get in and, they claim that she was like trying to jump through the window. That could have been him like, yo, I'm leaving, I'm done. And she said it herself, she's terrified. Well, this one here says reactive or emotional violence typically involves the expression of anger, a hostile desire to hurt someone that arises in response to a perceived provocation. Proactive or instrumental violence is more calculated and is often performed in anticipation of some reward. Whew. Yo, I'm tired. I think we're going to wrap it up so I can try to get this done, the edit for tomorrow with the raw video. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I was recording a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have been recording. That's weird. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through all this. But, yo, man, thank you guys so much for coming through again. One last read. If I miss anything tonight, I'll just go tomorrow and read it. We'll see what happens tomorrow, what comes up. Yeah, I think we're caught up. Get some sleep. I know some of you got to go to work tomorrow morning. Let's see. Aisha, I have a theory that police... Let's see, let me read the whole thing. police aren't actually searching for Brian at the swamp. They were looking for that phone. There were 2 phones in the video. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. That's what the article says as well. Stayed up for an iCkEdMeL live. I don't have this out anywhere, but it's one of the things. We did it tonight for real. Yeah, yo, just the theory thing. I hear theories like all day long that I can't even like even form my own theory. I like I've said before, I think he like snapped. I think something happened. Obviously, I think he snapped. That's what I think. But beyond that, like I don't know. I just don't know. New subscriber, absolutely love the channel and I appreciate the time you spent with us. Thank you. Thank you. That was Stephanie. Thank you for the super chat. I'm gonna get out of here, yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna edit the video, but yo, I'm gonna get out of here, yo. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it, man. Have a good night. I'm gonna can't believe we're here 3 hours, yo. Crazy. But yeah, you guys good night. Get rest. Take care. Peace. Hit the like button on the way out. Appreciate that. Later. Yeah, I'm Dominican. Please be advised, commenter opinions are our own, not iCkEdMeL. Yeah, I don't want to deal with no legal stuff. Wait, 2 phones in the video? Please play the video. I can't right now. I showed the image of the article. It wasn't this video, it's the original video. We may visit it again, but and I don't know if this is the same one, but this article says there was 2 phones. I might have to make a small video and we can point it out next time. But somebody called in too and said that when he said he didn't have a phone, supposedly he was talking about the previous, I guess maybe by Moonflower. And so he wasn't saying that he didn't have a phone at the time. And so this whole thing is like a nothing burger is what they're saying. So, yeah. All right. Good night. Peace. One more thing. 4 hours later. 4 hours later. Yo, this story, this whole situation, Gabby, Brian, it's been insane. I mean, there's times where I'm just doing things in my own personal time, which is not much. And I'm thinking about this story. Like, it's just like sometimes the first thing I think about when I wake up, when I go to sleep, it's just insane. And then try to mix all the other stories. Good reading comments, get some rest. All right, good night, y'all, man.